Well, hey everyone. Hey Rebecca. Hey Peter. Jeff. I hope everyone is doing good. Just hanging out here now, having a little bit of camp talk. Yep, campfire talk, sorta. There's only me here at the moment. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for stopping in. All train coffee and camping. Mr. Jason. Really appreciate it. Like I said, I'm just hanging out here now with all my stuff around me, thinking about some things to do when I go camp, thinking about some stuff that I can take with me, some little goals and that I have in mind, some videos that I want to do, maybe some different things to do while I'm out. Now, all that being said, I do have to kind of prepare for the cold weather that descended upon us here. Yeah, it's been like 20 degrees for the past 3 days. This Fahrenheit, so below zero. But that's always fun. But it is what it is. Make the best out of it when I can, and that's my big plan now for coming up in the next, say, in the next week or so. It's supposed to be half nice out, so I'm hoping to get a couple of days where I can get out and do some, just even if it's just backpacking around or hiking around, go on some of the trails or get down a bit further than my camp and go on out and just explore around a little bit. Sit down, make a couple of little meals or something like that, and you know, maybe find a little natural sheltered area. And we have Jason in the basement. How's it going?
It's going totally stinking awesome. How you doing, Al?
Pretty good, I must say. I must say.
Awesome. I'm currently running off of like 2 hours sleep. I
Late night last night?
kind of not planned. I did stay on Dez's kind of late, but then I got off and when I went and laid down, it took a while, but I was getting to that point where you're aware that you're not quite as sleepy yet, but you're also conscious that you're on the edge, and then something happens. And that something was my poor daughter got sick last night.
Oh no.
Had to go help her, and then it turned into a 30-minute bathroom cleanup job. So by the time it was all done, and by the time I got wound back down where I could, fall asleep, it was 3:30, and I was up at like 5:15 to get my
Oh
son.
no.
Luckily, it must have been something maybe she ate because when she did finally start moving around today, she's definitely feeling better. She don't have a fever or anything, so nothing else has happened.
That's
I did
good.
let her go to school today. I was like, "You're staying home. That's it. It's not
Yeah,
worth it."
yeah. That's the right thing to do though. Hey
Yep.
Boxcar Jerry, hey GWT.
Hey, Boxcar
So
Jerry.
he is feeling better this morning.
Yep.
Good.
Yep. She's doing much better. And I know around lunchtime she was hungry again. So whatever it was, it's out of her
It
system now.
might have just been something, something she ate didn't agree with her, and up it came. Sometimes that happens.
Well, I can
I
attest for the
know.
fact that there was nothing left. Whatever was in there definitely came out.
You picked it all up last night, did you? Hi Nancy, thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it.
Hey, Nancy. Hey, Rebecca. I didn't say that already.
Yep.
Actually, I said it in chat. Yeah, I said it to Rebecca and Peter. I said it in chat earlier. But so yeah, campfire, campsite stuff to do, huh?
Yeah.
Trying to figure stuff out.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to keep I do my regular Wednesdays, which is about nothing. These Friday ones I've been kind of revolving around Camp Challenge Alliance. So right at the moment, hey Big Tiny, right at the moment I don't have any particular theme or anything going on for this one for Camp Challenge Alliance. So I just want to do like Camp Chat, Camp Talk,
Awesome.
plans, stuff like that, just to keep the Fridays all in line with what we're doing, right?
Yep. Sounds good, man.
So
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I'm hoping the week now I'll get down because this past few days has been busy with me with stuff here. Um, I had a tattoo to do today. I got one to do tomorrow. I got one to do Monday.
Awesome.
So that's been keeping me a little bit busy this weekend. So no outings.
Every now and then I'll see when you post on like Facebook and stuff like that, some of the tattoos you've done. They look awesome, man. You do
Thank
great
you.
work.
Thank you.
Love it.
So my big thing right now is it's winter. The ground seems to have frozen. Seems to. Seems to. I gotta say that because I know there's spots I'm gonna walk and I'm just gonna go crunch right on through it. It's not good here because it's yes, I do tattoo art. It's a hobby, Boxcar Jerry. But I know there's gonna be spots I'm gonna step in and I'm just gonna sink in mud after I crunch through that layer of frozen, you know. Because I'm
That definitely happened to me. I know that for a fact.
well, like 220 pounds with nothing, so add 40 pounds of gear and clothing
Yeah.
and coming down on 1 foot.
Yeah, and throw another 100 on top of that, and you know what will happen with me.
Yeah. So I may look at this summer, maybe trying to find some decent wood that I could make a pair of snowshoes out of.
Nice.
And that might be a summer project for me this year to make a pair of snowshoes.
I've
Um,
currently been trying to figure out what I want to do for the if I can come up with something to do for the February make a item for Camp Challenge Alliance, and we'll see. I've had a couple of ideas, but nothing that I've been like, oh yeah. So I'm still working on a few things. I've got not this coming up week, but the week after, I'm actually off of work. And so it would be an ideal time to work on something. I'm actually trying to decide, am I going to try to get out? You know, am I going to try to go camping or not? And it's kind of funny. I feel trapped. And I can
yeah.
say this, he's not home yet, but my wife was like, oh, you know, y'all are going to be off that week. So you should go do something. You should go camping. Right. And a little bit later, you know, I was talking to her. I was like, well, you're the one trying to push me out the house and said I have to go camping. She goes, oh, I don't want you to go camping. I just feel like you probably should. So now it's like I feel trapped. It's like, you know,
Do
go
I
camping.
go? Do
I
I
want you to go
stay?
camping. So I know in the end, if I was like, hey, are you cool if I go camping? She's going to say, yeah.
Yes, go. But the only thing holding me back is the weather. Really.
Well, and that's where, and what's really weird right here, right now, is we're doing the whole, you know, one day it's 20 degrees, right? Like all day long, or, you know, 20s to 30s, like morning and evening and afternoon, whatever. But then you'll have these times where you wake up and it's like 30 degrees, but then by lunchtime it's 65 degrees outside.
Yeah.
And then the sun drops and it drops down to like 20 degrees.
Hi,
So it's
Ashley.
kind of all over the place. And hey, Ashley. And one of the new series I'm working on, I need to get off my butt and finish editing the video and try to drop it next week. But would allow me to get away with doing another cabin. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. What's up, Johnny?
Hey, Jason. Oh, just getting
Hey,
back right
Johnny.
here. What's up, brothers? Big
How you
Al.
doing?
Oh, just getting back from doing a few errands. Gym, store, going to make dinner here in a little bit. And so I got my afternoon sustenance here.
Ooh, nice.
Donut and Chex Mix. And not unhealthy at all, but boy, it tastes good.
Well, I'm very depressed because all of my beaver nuggets are gone.
Mm.
I ate them all. I knew it was going to happen when I opened the second bag. They weren't going to last long, and they didn't. I chowed into them like mad.
Oh, yeah. Well, the cat says hi. Here's Franny,
Yeah, of course. Doris is downstairs sleeping, so may see Doris in a little while.
I'm sure.
May not.
Well, I'm sure we'll hear her at some point.
Oh, definitely here. Yeah. So yeah, I'm hoping that when I goes down into that now, that it's not going to be swampy and slushy. And I'm hoping these pass because it's been below zero now for the past 3 or 4 days, and it's not showing any signs of going above zero for the next week.
Isn't that
So
something how here in the winter I've been hoping for continued cold weather to freeze the ground so I don't get slushy, or let's just dry out.
Yeah.
This in between ain't so fun.
Well, that's what I've been dealing with here for the past for a month or more. Is just wet and sloppy and soggy, and even that day when I went down and everything was covered in snow, you see in parts of the video where I showed like the ground is open and it's just soaking wet.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and when you step in it, you sink at least this far,
Yeah.
like 2-3 inches sinking in wet, sloppy, cold water. I was like, that's no good to be going out in.
Nope.
I mean, like it seems like it wouldn't be bad, but that if you're walking through any amount of that, it's flicking up on you.
Right.
Your feet are getting extra cold because that cold water has a way of sucking the heat right out through your boots and everything. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey.
No problem. No problem. Photos Against Anxiety. Hey, thanks for stopping in. That's a new channel to us. That's did I meet you on Dave? Maybe on Dave.
Let's see. I'm gonna go search and find that channel.
Yeah. Because type back steps so that you can drop your link so people can connect to you. All one word. Backstep, and Nightbot will drop your link in the chat for you. But yeah, I think the way it is here now, I think everything seems to have frozen up pretty good. The only thing I'm worried about now is firewood. Because if I go to my regular camp, I know I gotta drop my gear and I gotta go a ways to get firewood. Which is not bad in the summertime because you can see where you're putting your feet, but in the wintertime, it's not so nice. If I go further out, I should be able to get enough small stuff around to use my twig stove or something.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I'll use that opportunity to do a couple of extra videos. There's a couple extra things I'm going to be doing for my channel specifically, not for Camp Challenge Alliance or even for my public channel. It's just going to be my channel specifically that I'm going to start doing a few little videos on. But that's a different topic.
You got any old hardware? Not hardwood.
Johnny, you're the one with the hardwood, not me.
There's Johnny talking about hardwood, fat wood, fired up Friday.
Well,
Johnny, you always got to bring that up, don't you?
even when I don't mean to, it just kind of comes up now. Oh, jeez. Well,
hey, Wixshare Projects Off Grid.
Anyway, I was going to ask. I'm like, you got anything left over from any home improvement projects? Any 2x4s or anything like that you can split and use? Just burning.
I got some 2x4s down there, but they're good. They're not old or anything like that. So I don't want to cut them up and use them to burn. I do have, like I said, I was able to get some harvested maple, but
Yeah.
it's wet. It's not seasoned at all.
Right.
So one day, what I might do is take that out on the back step and just go on out and start splitting it, so
Yeah.
it'll season a little bit quicker.
Right.
Because I know I am gonna need it for the summer.
Right.
And this week I'm thinking, because I ordered a bunch of stickers. Like I ordered new stickers for my channel, and I ordered new stickers for the Camp Challenge Alliance.
Mm.
Now, guys, it's like I said, the donations that I get go into. That's the big thing they go into, because I give away stickers for free. I don't get them for free.
Right.
Right? Everybody knows that those stickers, it can be costly if you're doing stickers, especially in big batches.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
When I was getting ready for the holidays, I spent a few bucks just trying to print stickers and cards and shirts, and I'm like, I dropped a dime. That's for sure.
well, it's this. That's what I did. I just spent $140 on getting 2 lots of stickers on them.
Yeah.
Right. And I still, that didn't cover everything that I need to cover, because I still need to cover shipping them.
Right.
That just covered the printing of the stickers.
Right. So Jason,
But I mean,
what
like
you got
this,
up to?
that's 200 stickers, right? So I won't need to worry about stickers for a long while then after, hopefully. I may not be as frugal, we'll say, with my new stickers as I was with all of my other ones,
Yeah.
because these other ones that I got, as soon as I got them, I did a mass mailing to everybody
Sure.
that I have on my mailing list. Now, if you want a new sticker, when I get them, don't message me now. When I get them, I will let people know. And when I get them, if you want a new sticker, one of my new and permanent logo stickers, then send me an email and I'll send one out. Obviously, there's some people I'm going to send them out to anyway.
Right.
But, for anyone new or anything like that, if you want a sticker.
And speaking of sending, I checked the tracking info earlier, and
Yep.
you should get your package on, I think it's to the 15th. So next Wednesday it should be there.
Cool.
So
Sounds good to me.
I don't know where in Canada it's coming from for it to take that long. I don't know if it's normal for mainland to get to Newfoundland to take. I mean, it's shipped out like earlier this week.
Yeah, the thing is what happens is you send your package to Newfoundland. It leaves from wherever you're to, and it probably goes to, there's a hub down on the bottom of the Great Lakes in the States that it will
Well,
go
no,
to.
this is the thing. I ordered it in Canada from a
Oh,
Canada.
you order, okay, from a Canadian site. Yeah, okay. Well, it probably had to go from this side of the country back to BC, then to Ontario, and then to,
That's
then
what
Newfoundland. Then they probably redirected it back to Nova Scotia just for giggles.
So what's really funny about that is, and that's like I was telling you, I've been looking for, a company in Canada. So when I have someone in Canada that wins, I don't want to do the exclude thing, but I also don't want to spend $50 to send like a bag of coffee to somebody that wins a bag of coffee.
Right.
If I'm going to give them something worth $50, I want it to be a value of $50 and not a 13 to
Shipping
15
costs.
coffee.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right? I want them to get the value out of it too.
Right.
So what's really funny is the place that I found, after shipping and everything, it came up as like right at, I think, around $18, $19 Canadian.
Mm.
So when it converted through my bank account, it was like $13 American. after shipping. That same bag of coffee, if I go to my local store and buy it, costs me like $12. So it only costs me $1 more than what it would for me to go down the street and buy it to actually have a bag sent to you.
Wow, that's a good deal. That's good shopping.
It's
Tony,
more
I'm not
expensive for me to buy it from their website in the States and have it shipped to me.
Yeah.
Hey, Urban Garden.
So
Hey,
my,
Ben.
my latest joke is I might be the first YouTuber to say Canada only.
Right.
Hey, Backwoods boy.
Yeah, we
I'm
got
the US
small
guy that
engines.
wants it to the US. Sorry, Johnny, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying like backwoods boy, small engines said hi, so I was just saying hi. That's all.
Hey, how you doing, Backwards Boys?
Yeah, don't mind me interrupting you guys. I see people popping in, and I was just making my coffee, so I missed a couple of people coming in. So I was like, go back through. Hi.
Right.
Just keep talking. I don't mind that. I just like to try and make sure that I get to everybody. If I missed anybody, let me know.
No, you do.
But I think I got everybody.
Very good host for live. You did a real good job.
I often think about that because I see some people and, they sit down and they're like this and they're, yeah, this is this and that, and everything is everything, and
Mm-hmm.
you know how it is, and it seems like they're just reading off something.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
or they'll sit down and just stare at the chat and, oh, hi, Photos Against Anxiety, hi, Tiny Fan Nuggets, hi,
Right.
Old Man King. And they'll just read out, I know the chat takes on a bit of a life of its own, so
Yeah.
I do try to keep an eye on chat. But I like to have the interactivity of other people here.
Yeah.
The solo, I can do the solos, no problem. I've done them before. I'll do them again. It's just, I think it's nice when you can have a little bit more interactivity, and even with people in chat. I'm not saying I'm not interacting with chat, because I will. You guys ask questions. You're making comments about what's going on.
Right.
Hi, Jane. You're welcome to come up if you're able. I can have up to 10 people up here chatting. So once I get extra people up here, and then, okay, if things start taking a life of its own up here, that's where you'll see me leaning in and typing in chat.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I like the dynamic factor of having multiple people on panel. It's a lot more enjoyable. Otherwise, it's kind of like, I would say, if I got big time and all some people had lots and lots of questions and I never had enough time to respond to them, I'd be like, sure, I'll do a live and just, a lot of Q&A, kind of like a town hall or whatever else. But otherwise, I'm like, I think it's far better to have friends talking amongst one another. And I miss it if I'm either not on the panel or not listening to it at least once or twice a week,
Now, Johnny, I'm going to call you out for a second, because I know what you meant by that comment, but as far as I'm concerned, you're already big time. You repeat after me. I am somebody. Say it.
I'm almost going to say, I am Batman. But, but I am somebody.
No, but seriously, Johnny.
Yeah, I'm somebody.
You gotta stop and think. I've grown some numbers.
Yeah.
Well, Johnny's actually one of the first ones from this, like the outdoor community, that I started watching.
Really?
I actually found this community through a combination of you and Dave Collier. Is how I ended up really finding this community more than anything.
That's really cool. Yeah, it's an awesome one. I'm like, well, I'm honored that I was, a gateway there. I guess I am a gateway drug. So
just a gateway, Johnny.
Yeah, Gateway Johnny. Oh man, what did
Jen, you're not gonna mess up the bandwidth.
Gateway Johnny? What was it? Somebody was called me the backpacking the gourmet is what somebody called me. I said, now that would not be a bad channel name if I hadn't already tagged this one. You know.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Because every time you go out, you got something that you're cooking up and making, and
Well, yeah.
Deep frying appetizers out in the backwoods.
Oh no, oh man, that was so good. That was a lot of fun.
I saw you pull that can out and you started deep frying. I was just like, leave it to Johnny.
That's right. Hey, there's no limits, man. It's just I'm like, guys, be creative. This whole here, I'm gonna pour boiling water on a mountain home meal. I'm like, well, that's kind of boring, and if that's all you got time for. But I'm like, make it fun, especially if it's a day hike. You can take refrigerated items. It's not gonna go
hey,
bad.
Little Red Charms. Hey, Nora.
Oh, I love taking like a steak for the first night, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like, Al does it all the time, steak and pork
Oh,
chops,
God.
stuff like that.
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, Nora.
Hello.
Hey, Mark.
And Jen, we are always happy to have you here. And Mark, yeah, Little Red Charm. I said hey. I keep thinking about Mark Kratz when I see Mark come up. I said, did Mark come
Right.
in? Yes, Mark did, but the different Mark. But yeah, with regards to taking foods and stuff like that, I take just about anything I can get my hands on, whether it's steak or like wrap a potato in tinfoil and throw it in the fire while you're
Mhm.
doing other things. Because everybody knows a baked potato in a fire takes hours.
Yes.
So, many of the times I'm splitting wood and I throw my potato in.
Hey, yeah, give it time. Use that time to your advantage, man. Absolutely.
Well, that's what I do. Like just being able to take different things with you to make it interesting, and it's not just making it interesting; is taste better.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, herbs.
Oh yeah.
Like a mountain house packaged freeze dried food versus the steak cooked on the open coals
Oh yeah.
with a baked potato and a little bit of butter and salt and pepper.
Yeah. What's going to make people drool and saying, "I want that," right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the mountain house.
Oh no,
No.
I don't think so. Well, it's not bad for what it is.
No. I would much rather take the steak with me. And I mean, like, there's been times I get down there and I got my steak and it's below freezing, but my steak was frozen.
Oh sure.
So what I have to do is lay my steak or hang it somewhere where it's getting warmth from the fire so it'll thaw out. So I can cook
Right.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to burn that bad boy all the way. Just try to thaw it out.
See Al setting up a guy line with clothes hangers, steaks hanging above the fire.
There you go.
Instead of drying my laundry, I'm drying out my steaks.
That's pretty good. I like that.
That's the best part
Kind
about steak, especially on an open fire.
Mm-hmm.
And now, personally, yes, I'm gonna take stuff to season it with, but you don't even have to season the meats like that. When you're cooking it on fire, you don't even have to season it. I mean, you're gonna get so much different flavor from the smoke and the flames and everything.
Oh yeah.
What's up, Gerbs?
Hey, Derbs.
Hey, Gerbs.
Happening, fellas?
90% of the time when I put meat on the fire, the only thing I will put on it is a little bit of salt and pepper.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. A little bit. It doesn't
Al, you
take.
got to get this stuff called Slap Your Mama.
No, I got something called Ghostly Shadows that
There you
would
go.
slap your mama and grandma.
So Gerbs,
Oh, yeah.
Gerbs, y'all have Slap Your Mama in the stores out that way? Can you buy
No.
that locally? Okay.
No,
I can go down the street right now and get a bottle of it and just bring it back. I can get a jar of it right now.
I've got it.
You gonna eat a spoonful?
I want to see Gerbs do the Pocky chip again.
I think that once was enough for him.
He will never. I don't think he'll let that be in the same room as him again.
Let's send him with
No.
them nitro gummies.
Oh man.
He will burn it at the stake.
Your old mama.
You send him a nitro gummy, he'll use it for fire starter.
Absolutely.
Mr. Mark from Eat Carbs Outdoors sent me some Slap Yo Mama.
There you go.
No.
Because I always laughed at him. I thought it was like one of his like Emerald Lagasse does the BAM. I thought
Right.
it was his catchphrase when he was cooking, slap your mama. But it actually
It's
is
actual
a
spice,
freaking
right? Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
So it's spicy, is it?
No, it's exactly what I put on my steaks. A little bit of garlic, salt and pepper.
Oh, nice.
Oh no, and a spicy, like a little bit of a spice. What is it?
Yeah, it's probably like a cayenne pepper, something like that. It's not a very strong spicy.
You know,
Then
it's
it's like
not
a
at all.
Cajun type seasoning.
it's just a good spice. It's an all around good spice for tasty meats.
Like the habanero.
Right.
Probably.
Yeah,
The
but a
habanero is
lot milder than the habanero.
Yeah.
The habanero
It's really tame.
up.
It's really tame.
I don't mind that kick that the habanero or the summer heat has. Because it's flavorful
Yeah.
before it gets hot.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
That one chip challenge was hot and disgusting.
That was
gosh, that
gross,
was-
man.
Yeah. That
I still have
night.
nightmares about puking cream up.
Yeah.
That was just not fun, Johnny.
I'm
There
going to
you go,
do it again. Next time,
You're gonna do it
though,
again?
hopefully. Part of me doesn't want to wait. I was wondering, I'm like, because I had the thing, and then that day my throat was sore and it was all scratchy, which I think was part of the whole coughing bit where I decided to go ahead and drink. I almost wanted to just like, as soon as I get the thing, all right, we're going live. Here we go, but there's a build up, it's better to have an audience, and because I think it was fun. We were all laughing, I don't care how many times Devil Dog, not that bad. I'm like, yeah, you grab paper.
It was. That's what I said to him. He said,
was
it's not that
horrible.
bad. What did you change it out with?
He
was
probably got
disgusting.
a burrito.
Now, about a week or two later, when I was at a Halloween party, and I didn't realize that they had put so much ghost peppers on some jerky, I just grabbed a handful and started eating it, and it tasted the exact same. And then it was real; it felt like the same type of heat. But I was in
Ouch.
room in front of a bunch of women, so I was like, "Not that bad."
Now, see, here's the
I'll take a
thing.
napkin now, though.
Here's the thing. That chip was made with Carolina Reaper and
Yeah.
ghost pepper.
Yeah,
Now, I got Chef's Ghostly Shadows, which is ghost pepper rub.
yeah,
When I put this on a steak or a pork chop, it tastes of that one chip comes back in my mouth.
yeah,
Not the burn.
Ghost pepper and scorpion pepper.
yeah.
Yes, Not the
Sorry,
burn.
Carolina Reaper
but
and scorpion pepper.
I just doing our best.
I put the ghostly shadows on like
It's
some-
Carolina. Oh, it's ghost pepper and
Scorpion pepper.
Reaper and scorpion pepper. Okay,
Yes.
but
Hey,
anyway,
damn hot.
it tastes a
hot.
lot like this.
Yeah,
It does taste a lot like the ghost pepper.
right.
Why was I always thinking it was ghost pepper? I don't know. Anyway, it does taste a lot like this ghost pepper, and that's the taste I get when I put this on a steak or something. But if I put this in chili,
Yeah,
it's delicious.
Yeah, I know you got to pair it right. I put it with some
Yeah.
grilled bread. I thought it was really good on the bread.
It's delicious with some stuff, but it's not really a steak. I don't. I had it on a burger,
Yeah,
but I only put it on one side.
it's got them
That
some
looks-
scorpion pepper there.
Scorpion.
Yeah.
In case you're asking boss sauce.
Right?
Yeah.
That
Now,
was one of my Christmas presents. There you go.
This
Now,
stuff is
there
freaking
you go.
hot.
Oh, what? That's a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's sick.
Stormtrooper,
Where'd
the
you get
original
that?
Stormtrooper hot sauce. My cousin gave it to me for Christmas.
Yeah, man, that's dope.
It's some freaking hot.
Is
Is
it?
it?
Yeah, it is. It doesn't.
Now, isn't-
I'm keeping the little top piece so I don't. So I
Now
can
it's
keep
funny.
it on the
Before
bottle.
all of this, you never did spicy food at all.
No, I didn't.
No, he's like, Ow.
It burns when you sniff it. It burns in your nose.
Clean your sinuses out.
But it's one of those heats that's it's got flavor to it.
Yeah. Well, that's
I
that's
put it
important.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put it on a bit of rice,
Yeah.
Nice.
and it has flavor to it. It almost reminds me of the Frank's hot sauce,
Mm-hmm.
but way hotter.
Sure.
Way hotter than the Frank's hot sauce.
Yeah, Frank's has got good flavor. I'll probably be having that on Sunday.
I like
Frank's hot sauce. I can eat that.
On stuff.
Well,
You know, dip my wings in it and everything.
sauce I
That's
I'll show you the sauce that I like.
What, Jason?
So-
What'd you say?
So Al, when you were smelling that a second ago, when I got Drunken Chef's the habanero rub, I got the rubs in. The habanero was the first one I opened up. And you know, I took the lid off and I kind of did like this to get a little snip of it. Yet when I did, I actually got some like it went
the dust.
the dust, and I was just like it went straight up my nose. I had that
Oh,
dust in my nose.
There you go. Yeah,
there you
Louisiana.
go.
I did that.
This
I
stuff
did
had a
that
lot of that.
very carefully.
Mm.
Very carefully. I did that with each of the rubs. I opened them and I was like, I stay back here and I sniff. And I just leaned in until I could just smell it, and then I put the lid back.
Well, I had to go into work a couple of days this week for they had like a event thing going on, and you know several of us from the crew we all went out to lunch together, and we went to this Thai place,
Mhm.
and I got a red curry shrimp, and I
Yeah.
told the guy I want it like hot. I want it Thai hot.
Oh.
You can make it Thai hot, and you can make it a little bit hotter, and I'm good. And he goes, okay, Thai hot. And I was expecting it to be like, you know, flaming hot. And, you know, everybody else is sitting there going, dude, I can smell the heat.
Yes.
They were like, what's he saying? And I'm like, it's not that hot.
Really.
And even the guy from the kitchen, he's just looking at me going like, wait, that's not spicy? I'm like, that's spicy, but I mean, you could have like doubled it.
Yeah.
And they're looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, guys, I eat spicy foods.
Sounds
all
like it. No, because
So,
go ahead.
for future reference, he's not allowed to take part in our challenges.
Well, Jason might be able to handle that gummy bear then. Sounds.
That's why I said he's not going to be allowed to take part.
I got a problem with that gummy bear. I have an
Boy.
issue with that's a gummy bear.
Hey,
Something
Skipper.
should never be spicy.
Yeah.
I don't want a chewy, spicy thing. You know, right? I want my spicy to be like a meat or a chip or something, not a gummy.
Yeah. Sticking in between your teeth and all
You
that.
barely handle ketchup.
Stuff. Yeah.
Gummy should be like scary.
Yeah.
Ketchup isn't spicy.
Exactly.
Apparently, it's just
That's the
enough for them.
My mother-in-law called oregano spicy. She was like, "Oh, this is spicy." I'm like,
Oregano is not spicy.
"It's
Yeah.
not spicy. It might be like seasoned. It's flavorful."
Right.
There's
It has a strong flavor to it, but it's not spicy.
silly British people.
Yeah. British. They're not just British. They're British.
Yeah, British.
Bloody
Better be
Brit.
quiet. My wife.
You
My
got to
wife
get it
just got
right.
home.
It's a
Can't pick
British.
on the British. My wife got home. She'll come up here and smack me on camera. And speaking of which, I'm gonna have to drop
two
here
and a half
shortly.
hour. I think well, I might even have 3.5 hours till my wife comes home. So I can say whatever I want for a little bit.
Until she comes home and watches the video again and gives
Oh,
you
she
one of
ain't watching.
these.
She ain't gonna watch.
She won't
mine.
rewatch them.
So
Well-
remember when I was trying to figure out what my axe was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is an Arvika.
Nice.
Oh,
There you go. Nice.
So some of them, some of the older ones had the stars embossed, like stamped into them. But between the 70s and 80, 90, basically, they put stickers on them, Arvika stickers with the 5 stars on them. So this apparently 90% from a guy that swings axes all day says it's an Arvika. So
Cool.
Nice.
Mystery solved.
mystery solved.
that's awesome.
So
Well-
Al, so I what was it? Was it the other day on the live you were talking? wanting to do fire? You're still wanting to do fire for next month? You thinking?
I'm thinking, yeah.
Okay,
Slick.
because I think I know. Yeah, I think I know how I'm going to play it. You know, because I got to do the fun Johnny thing. I'm not.
Yes.
I can't burn down the forest, but
Oh,
I,
hey, quiet listener.
no, especially I can't burn
You're
down
just
the
clearing
forest and
clearing away
record a
the dead
video,
stuff.
because then I'll be in. You know, they'll trap me, figure out it was me. So that's not a good one.
I probably
Plead the
shouldn't
fifth, Johnny.
participate.
Plead the fifth.
I probably shouldn't participate in that because y'all seen the GIF, the animated GIF of Elmo with the fire behind him, and he's all like,
I have not, but I can imagine. Yeah.
Just imagine,
Well,
yeah.
I have been known to burn a few my eyebrows off a time or two, and do some stuff.
Can you see
I
how this
almost
is a little thin right here? Yeah, fire.
I almost lost my entire beard.
my parents almost lost a house one time.
That was
Oh.
bad.
Oh, there's a bathroom. I ruined the floor in the bathroom one time because mom and dad would be like, there was a candle in there, and they're like, light a match, you know. So it's like, well, they gave me authorization to start with playing with fire as far as I was concerned. So there, yes, okay, yeah, I've seen that one. There we go.
Fire!
So I'm just sitting there with burning things, you know, instead of reading books. The next thing I'm like, that's too hot. I threw it out of my hand, and it kind of burnt the floor. And you know, decades later, that burnt spot's still there. And my parents like, yeah, my crazy son, you know.
You remember when you was in the bathroom playing with fire?
You should sign it, Johnny. Johnny
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
That's here. That's right.
here.
Oh man.
No.
Well, now I just slap a logo on it. Pff, Johnny was here.
Nice.
Expedition
Oh,
was
now-
on sticker
okay.
right in the middle of it.
Now I'm just starting to think
Nah.
about it. Maybe, just maybe, do I have little fires, like little, it said breadcrumb trails, little fire holes, you know, patches. Just follow the trail. It's like a series of small burns. It's like, where is Johnny?
Comes up to a bonfire.
Hey, Al, I think you've given a shout out to the channel. I've been getting subscribers from you.
Oh,
So
nice.
Thank you.
You're very
Congrats, man.
welcome.
Where are you at now?
I'm over 5 solidly. I think I'm 5'10" now.
Good.
That's awesome.
I shared out a couple of your things, and I shared out your giveaway.
Nice. I think I
So-
sent it to Johnny too. I've got
Yeah.
I'm doing in 2 weeks. Well, 2 weeks Wednesday we'll be doing our giveaway, our 500 sub giveaway. So it's gonna be good.
Excellent.
That's awesome.
And also now, I have to throw this out here, guys. Drunken Chef Barbecue is going on tonight at 10:30 my time, I think. So
Yeah, non-Eastern.
9 Eastern. So he's doing a celebration for his monetization.
Cool.
All right. Sounds good.
So
All right.
I would urge a lot of people, if
So
you're
9
available,
Eastern. So that's
9
6
Eastern.
Pacific.
Yeah.
6 Pacific. Cool.
like I said,
Specific.
I think everybody
Are you-
here knows
Are you in
Drunken
the
Chef.
specific time zone, Gerbs? Are you in
I
the specific one?
I'm
He
the
is.
Pacific coaster. Yeah. Living on the
He's
island.
You get,
Specific,
you
I'm
get
not-
this now. Johnny?
Not so specific, huh?
Gerbs is surrounded by the Pacific Ocean,
Literally.
literally, and I am surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean,
The
literally.
Atlantic.
We're in 2 different oceans, and there's nothing
Literally.
connecting either of
And
us.
you're 3 time zones away.
And a half,
3.5.
2.5 or 3.5 or no,
4.5, 4.5,
4.5. Yeah, 4. Yeah.
4.5.
Because what time is it there now? You're at 6:30? No, 7.
7:13.
7:13. Yeah, so it's 2:30 here.
Yeah, so 4.5 hours.
So no,
Something
So
like
you're-
that. 3.5. 3.5.
yeah,
4
7.
hours, something like that.
no, 4.5. You're right.
4.5. Yeah.
7
I thought
o'clock.
it was 4.5. My brother is over in BC, so
Yeah, it's 2:30 here, so whatever it is there, it's that amount of time.
Yep. It's a whole country apart.
That's right.
There.
You're as far as I can get away from you.
And yeah, that goes both ways. I couldn't get any further away because I'd have to swim. Literally. I looks out my window and I sees the ocean. You looks out the window and you got Bob.
So I have a lake, and then I've got probably 40 miles to the ocean. So
Yeah, well, you're not as far away from me as you can get. Start hiking.
no. When the truck is up and running, I'll be dipping my toes as far away as I can.
I bet you will be. I will be too.
I can't.
But I
I
only
can't
gotta
wait.
go. I only gotta go right there. So
We're gonna have the truck up and running on Thursday or Friday at the latest. So
Are you
Nice.
working on it, or you just got what's going on?
I'm doing the brakes tomorrow over at my neighbor's house, so I don't get plastered by Bob.
Oh, sure.
And so I'll be doing that tomorrow, and then I will be getting the insurance figured out either Thursday morning or Friday morning,
Mm.
depending on
So-
schedules.
just want to put this out there. Why don't you do like they do at the rodeo, and get 3 of your pals around you, and each take a wheel, and whoever can get their brake done without Bob flicking them off wins.
That would be interesting. Like like what they do with those
Playing cards. They do the
the
things where they're sitting around a card table and there's 4 of them playing cards.
yeah, with the teeter totters.
Hey,
And they have to
Rebecca.
jump and whatnot. Yeah, Miss Rebecca.
Hey, Rebecca. So, real quick, I hate to do this, but my wife's home and it's right at dinner time, so I got to go downstairs and figure out what's going on for dinner. If you're still
No
running
problem.
when you're done, I'll jump back up here. So, and Rebecca, I promise it's got nothing to do with you. I wish I could say now that you hopped up here.
That is no problem, Jason. Thank you for
It's
coming up. I
okay,
really
I
appreciate it.
understand.
Stay blessed, Jay.
All right, I'll see y'all later. See you,
Hey,
Jerbs.
brother.
Hey, Al, I miss you already.
You mean
I knew that was coming. Yeah, but I think, for the fire challenge, I might just do it on my step. I might, if I get out next week, I might do a video for the Alliance and do the fire challenge down in the woods, which will be nice.
I
right?
have an epic. If you guys are going fire challenge for next month, I've got it
Mhm.
figured out already.
Have you? Okay. Well,
Yeah,
Nice.
I've got a ton of brush in the yard that needs to be
Gotten
so,
rid of. Nice.
gasoline and bush.
I'm
Thank you,
going a
Jason.
little more for time on this one. This one's instead of big, instead of go big and go home. This is going to be more of a marathon. I think is what I'm going to go for.
Cool.
I might go a little traditional, but
Okay.
a little cold. Because
What do you
it
mean
depends-
traditional? Like flint and steel?
Well, I don't have a flint and steel. I do have a ferro rod though, so I might go with the ferro rod and the birch bark and collect stuff as I go along. The way I did when I did the 5-item challenge. I was walking out, I'm like, hey, look, this is good timber. This is good for this.
You got any
Oh.
ferro rod or not ferro rods? Frenzo.
lens, a little magnification lens. You mean?
Do you have one of these? Al?
Oh, the lenses? No, that's something I don't have. I got a big one, but I'm not taking that one.
I got one like that in my little ball cap there.
Like
I-
6'5".
Yeah,
even
I'm
think
telling
that
you, it lives in my wallet.
Yeah.
That
What were you gonna
with
say,
some of
Rebecca?
the Swedish
I think
paper.
a magnifying glass would even work.
It
Oh
will.
gosh, yes.
It
Yeah.
would. That would work a lot better than these because it's
Yeah, that's the same principle as a magnifying glass. That is, but
Yeah.
it's just
magnifying
flexible.
glasses are way better. These are flexible. At least
Oh.
you can point, and it doesn't like that with these
What do
flexible
I-
ones.
Yeah.
it changes the focal point. I see.
Right off the
Mr.
bat. The magnesium block
Magnesium.
Right.
with
Is that a
with the striker.
Coghlan one?
Yep. It's not Coleman. It's Coghlan.
Coghlan. Yeah, I've got a Coghlan one too.
So with something like that with a magnifying glass, I'm guessing that a glass one would be better than plastic.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what this one is. It's glass.
Shiny.
And I know that because I have both, and 90% of the times I use the magnifying glass, it's way faster.
This came with this. This and maybe this was worth the price of the kit, in my opinion. The light, which was super bright. But
Compass?
this compass is a really nice compass.
Cool. Is it brass?
It's in a brass casing,
Cool.
and I think it made it a worthwhile purchase
Totally.
just for the compass and the light alone. Even just the compass.
GWT is saying how this time of year they got too many clouds to use that. And I'm like, yeah, it can be a challenge. I was doing solar fire last week for Devil Dog. I'll put out that video this week. And I
The
was
sun
using
doesn't.
one of my weaker lenses, and it didn't want to take. But so I pulled out like the little what do they call it, Frenzo lens there that you got there,
Yep.
Gerbs.
Yep.
It worked like a champ. So yeah,
Yeah.
it just but yeah, solar is while it's when you have sun, it's great, because you're not using up other resources. But it's
Johnny,
not
cloudy.
always reliable.
Have you ever used this Swedish paper?
No.
I'll have
Not
to
like flash paper. Oh look.
No, it's not flash paper. It's like a wax impregnated. Also, with your package, I got a big sheet of it. I'll cut a chunk off and I'll send some of it to you because I mean this stuff you can use basically that much, and that much will burn for about 5 minutes.
This
It's amazing stuff.
this has to be the silliest contraption I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, I got one of those things.
Oh yeah.
Right? It's a
Somebody
knife
gave me a
edge
kit with
here.
those things, yeah.
It's a saw edge here. It's the
Those
bottle opener,
those
but it's hard.
Those Allen pieces, they round out and they don't work.
Oh
at
yeah,
all.
that's like this little saw. I mean, like it's literally
Yeah,
2 inches of saw blade.
right.
If I can't break a 2-inch stick,
Yeah.
man, am I in trouble.
You're in trouble, man. Big time. Yeah, I could just see you doing that too.
I gotta get this stick cut. I
why-
can't snap it. It has to be caught.
That's why this is always in my backpack.
Oh yeah, totally. You always
and-
gotta have a folding saw for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good
know,
size when you got those
it's-
herbs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the big boy.
For what it is, it's heavy.
Oh,
For
sure.
what it is, it's heavy. You know,
Yeah.
the weight. If you're trying to do lightweight stuff,
But
Oh.
is it hardened steel? I don't think
I
they are
doubt it.
because
I
they,
doubt
they,
it.
I had one and I needed to take a nut off, and it round like the nuts part on that card, it rounded out so it wouldn't even the metal was not hardened at all.
yeah, I doubt they're hardened steel.
Which you would think
But,
that would be an ideal piece of kit if it was hardened steel.
The biggest reason I bought this kit was because I like this molly pouch.
Yeah.
That was the biggest reason I bought this kit, is because I like the molly pouch. The compass and the flashlight was a bonus,
Right.
in my opinion, and it came with like a little fire steel and one of those paracord bracelets, which are just an emergency whistle and stuff like that. But
I have one sitting.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't consider it a full-on survival kit
Right.
because it lacks anything for food gathering,
Hmm.
such as like fishing line, hooks
Right.
for my area, snare wire, stuff like that should all be in here, which is why this is hung up on the wall and not attached to my backpack
Right.
because
I have
it's
one
not
of these.
finished.
These chest
Put a mouse
rigs.
trap in there, buddy. That'll tuck
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
Chest rig. I mean, this sits on my chest, and I mean, it's got 3 pouches in it, and it holds everything. Like literally.
Lately I've been seeing
Everything.
people pull out their little micro kits and how they're trying to approach it. And as time's gone by, I like micro kits. I really do, because I'm big on, if it's too big, people aren't going to carry anything. But I've
Totally.
also done the approach where I don't have to carry everything in the micro kit. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, what is my, I've tried to say EDC. Let's put the everyday in EDC. And so my ferro rod is on my keychain. My Swiss Army knife is always in my pocket. So I've always got a blade. I've always got all to throw sparks with the ferro rod. I've always got the saw on there. I've got a carabiner type keychain that has a whistle. And well, the compass on that one I wouldn't count on that one. But it's got a little light on there. I've got my little cash cap where I've got fire starters and Band-Aids and stuff. So, and my belt's got a catch. So I'm like, I've got lots of little places where I've already got a lot of this stuff tucked away.
Totally.
So the cordage, the tarp or poncho or whatever, that I throw in the backpack. I mean, that's where you got your mug?
No, me too, Nancy. Nancy said she's back. She made coffee. So did I.
But I've been, thinking about, I'm like, if I've already got this stuff everywhere else, what is it that I actually need to put in a pouch to supplement? To either throw in my backpack or in a haversack or, or my side pocket or whatever it is.
You always
So-
have that rule of 2 as well.
Oh, yeah.
Always good to have a second, right?
2 is 1, 1 is none. Yeah.
Yeah.
My approach to that is, okay, I'm not going to take 2 fire steels, but I am going to take fire steel and a lighter.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I always have in my pocket. Absolutely.
That's
Just
2 ways to start the fire.
All right.
Always
Not
have
to
a bit.
mention then,
Yeah.
Not to mention then, yes, I do know how to
My
do the
fire
primitive
steel is
fire
in here,
making,
Yeah.
but I'm not so good at it as Johnny is. But
Johnny's good
If you
enough to
have-
know
if
that
you
he
have a
doesn't
knife-
have to count on that. So,
If
You
you have a
guys
knife and have Johnny's knowledge of the bow drill, like he's gifted me, I mean, that's really all you need.
Do you guys ever think about carrying Band-Aids and things like that also?
Oh yeah.
oh gosh, yes, yeah.
yeah, they're in my cash cap all the time, Rebecca.
Kimmer's
And-
gets blisters on her shoes, rub blisters
Yeah.
on her ankles, so we always have Band-Aids. And
Do you
I'm
know
always
how to prevent that?
myself, so I always have a Band-Aid. I always cut myself. So
Do
Band-Aids
you know
are
how to prevent the blisters for?
tie your shoes tight.
No, that works, yes, but they loosen
It
up
does.
as you're walking.
But what?
Where she gets the blisters, put a patch of duct tape on her skin.
Baby?
It stops the
Okay.
blisters right there before they even start.
Oh my goodness.
Because the thing then is rubbing the duct tape. It's not rubbing your skin.
So Rebecca, in my belt,
That is, yes.
here's my Band-Aids.
Wow.
Band-Aids. I've got ointment, some
That
Motrin.
is amazing. I didn't even know belts
Yeah.
could do
See?
that.
Yeah. So that's where I'm like, I got fire starters. I can have fishing line. I can have cash. I can have all kinds of stuff tucked away in there.
We've got lots of duct tape, baby.
Yep. So, like
Duct
one of the
tape.
best things I can tell you to do is if you got an old pen, take the pen fill out of it and roll duct tape up on the pen fill till it gets to about an inch. And then you got a good. There's a good amount of duct tape there. You can take it. You can use it for many different things.
Because we always have a list with a pen. So that I never even thought about doing that with a pen. Dude, that's great.
It's got a bottle.
And
The one thing that really makes me happy is I found these knives
Yeah.
that has a cover to them.
Nice.
So
nice.
eventually those are going to go in my camping stuff. You know,
Hey, Johnny, what were you
it's got a cover.
showing, Johnny?
Oh,
His belt.
silly addition that they put on this thing. They put a bottle opener on the buckle. So if
Oh,
anybody
is that
ever
a-
needs help opening their buckles, you can use your. If you never open up a bottle, well, here you go. So, it's kind of weird to do.
If
it
you need,
works.
if these work the best for bottle openers, you put the bottle in your hand like this. You put
Yeah.
the bottle and just pop it like that. Bics are the best bottle openers ever.
Really? Huh? I haven't done
They
that.
really are.
But yeah,
But yeah,
Rebecca,
Jarbs, duct tape. If you're in a hey Don Raby, if you're in a bind, like if you get a bad cut, duct tape can patch you up.
Oh
until
yeah.
you can get help.
Oh yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Yeah,
It's one of the most. It's one of the most versatile things you can have in your kit.
Electrical tape works real good too.
Electrical tape also.
Yeah.
Electrical tape works good, but it doesn't stick to the skin as well. It sticks to itself
True.
good if you can
But-
wrap all the way around. But duct tape will
Electrical
stick
tape-
to your skin.
Get this, electrical tape has a little bit of give. So if you're
Mhm.
bleeding out profusely, duct tape, I've seen people do a whole bunch of wraps of duct tape and then put a stick in and
Oh,
tie it off.
Yeah.
Use it as a tourniquet.
Tourniquet, yeah.
Whereas if you did
duct
that
tape,
with
I'm literally, as we're sitting here, I'm going to take her pen and do that with the duct tape, man. That's such like little things like
Because-
that are gems, man.
I mean,
Gems.
like if you're gonna carry a pen anyway, just haul it out and just wrap. And you can do like if you want to do the whole pen, you could put 2 wraps of duct tape.
2 wraps. And
And have
how
a
many
full
how many
pen.
rolls do you think? Like 6 or 7 rolls per?
Until
on
it's
how
comfortable.
you're-
Yeah, it
you're
depends
sewing.
on how thick you want it, but just make it comfortable to use. Still use as a pen if you're going to use it as a pen.
Now, could you put the sleeve back over the pen and?
No, I
You know-
wouldn't. I'd just have the duct tape as my sleeve.
Oh, okay, so that would be your pen, the
Yeah.
duct tape. Okay,
Yeah, because then what do you want this for?
Hi, Eagle Tricker.
a bellow.
You could find uses for it as a bellow or something like that, but
Yeah. But yeah, that's
Um,
goals. Like I'm literally gonna do that as we're talking. That's yeah. That's a gem.
there's little tricks
Oh,
and
little
tips and
places
tricks.
inside
Right?
hats.
Yeah. So that's
You
where I
know?
keep band-aids as well and stuff. I always have. That's where I was saying my everyday carry is it's always on me. Oh, Vaseline cotton ball. Oh, magnification lens.
Yep.
Oh, big old band-aid. I mean, it's
There's
So-
there's another when my mother had very thin skin, and there's this stuff called Polymem. It is like a foam type stuff that if someone has cut themselves, you can put that on there and then have Tegaderm to put
Mhm.
over it. And that thing can be left on for an extended period of time. You know, it's expensive, but it's well worth having,
Well, I has
you know.
on that line there, Rebecca. I has the Sanoderm, which is the same thing as Tegaderm, but I use it for covering my tattoo work. So I've always got that on hand anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's expensive, but it's like putting a new skin over
Yes.
your wound. Like it's literally like putting a new skin. It will fill up with blood. The blood will turn from red to plasma. It will go clear, and your wound will completely heal without scabbing.
now, Gerbs, I was gonna say when it comes to the blisters, go with some Moderna wool or some type of good hiking sock too. Cotton
Yeah.
socks.
I'm
Yeah.
actually wearing Moderna socks right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, cotton is bad for cotton rubs. Hey, Eagles Tracker.
Cotton, you'll be sweating in it. You know, it's honestly better to do wool.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you got a lot of hot spots on cotton. it slips too much, and but wool it's nice and secure, snug, and so it's not getting the slippage, and also even when you're talking about the shoes, it's going to hold its shape a lot better. But yeah. Once you get the blister though,
Yeah, you're buggered.
Yeah.
It's usually me backpacking her.
hey, quiet
Hi,
listener.
Victoria.
Hello. I can only stay for a little bit. I wanted to show you something. Can you guys see that up there?
Hang on a second now.
What
People
is
don't
that?
believe me. I am running that many tabs right now trying to keep up with everybody. And then
It's not easy, is it?
this many on this computer.
Mm.
So it's, believe me, I am watching you guys. I've got you at least running and giving you thumbs up. That's it.
I tell you, it's
Well,
rough.
thank you.
I'll sit there at the gym a lot of times between reps trying to watch one, leave a little note or something like that. Of course, when it's alive, then that's what we're doing there. So
Yeah, I've got 4 that I missed, and so I've got those running up there. Wait, no, 5 up there, and Little Ridge Farm and you on here right now. But I did have like 5 open on here also, so yeah. At least I'm trying to at least run the videos and give thumbs up, so that
August and September tracker. The berries start coming out here.
but I'm also babysitting, so I'm working too and doing the wife thing and everything else. So
it's rough.
doing
Yeah.
my best.
There's just not enough time to go around.
For sure.
So who are you babysitting for? Neighbors or family?
Family.
There you go. Good for you.
My
Al?
great nephew.
Seriously, bro. That was golden information you shared, brother.
Oh, no problem.
It's already it's back in the.
Hi,
Oh, you
Rick.
put it back in, did you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
That way, this has the clip, so it'll stick on the her pad.
Yeah.
Because she has, like, in her EDC, she has her little book with her honey-do lists and stuff.
But at least that way now you always have a little bit there if you need it for something.
Just in case stuff, for
Right?
sure.
Yeah.
We always have, in her little backpack that she carries with her light, her ferro rod, her this and that. But she's got Band-Aids as well. So I mean, we've got the big square Band-Aids that go around your whole heel. So
One thing I always got in my vest, in my top pocket of my vest, I have Quick Clop.
yeah, I gotta get some of that too.
It's expensive.
Yeah,
I
it
gotta
really
go.
is.
I gotta
It's
go
like-
walk my dogs.
Okay, see you, Rebecca. Thanks for coming in.
You're welcome.
Rebecca, I wanted to tell her before she left, I absolutely loved that blanket she made for DJ, the color and everything. I just loved it.
She's amazing with the wool. The toques that she made for Kimmers and I are just so amazing.
Oh, they're great.
It was
Yeah.
beautiful.
What?
I loved it.
What is floating behind you?
I'm in
Green screen?
another world. I'm on another world inside of a world inside of a cave. And there's those are like
What are those?
spaceships.
Oh, okay.
Back cave there. She's in the back cave.
She's in the bat cave. Yeah.
Well, no, because the bat cave's on Earth.
That
This
one's
is
for you,
another-
Johnny.
Johnny, aka
But,
Batman.
Chili cheese dog video was good.
Mild-mannered Batman. Mild-mannered Johnny. I don't know why you guys keep calling me Batman.
You are mild mannered, Johnny. Hey, thank you for your service, brother.
Hey, brother, it was fun. It was fun. So,
Man, I
Hey,
had
crew.
a tearjerker moment with some vet yesterday. It was on Wednesday. Man, it really tore me up. I had tears in my eyes. The story he shared about having to let go his best friend that was literally half, like he'd had his legs and hips blown off from the waist down, and to let go a buddy that you'd went through basic training and all your career with, and then you're on a ship that gets blown up, and you go out to pick up the people that have blown off the ship, and find out that your buddy that you went to basic with has no legs or hip, and you have to let him go because there's no way of saving him. Right? It's just
Right.
just so that the
My bro-
heartbreak
my-
that people go through is
My only brother was in the Marines and went through Vietnam. He was what did they call him? He was a tunnel rat, I
Oh,
think is
sure,
what
yeah.
they used to call him. He's no longer with us, but he passed away a year.
I
little
think the
more than
tunnel
a year
rats
ago.
you refer to, they were cleaning bunkers.
No,
They would go in with
No.
a flashlight
No.
and pop. No,
no.
no.
He would go into the tunnels where the bad guys were hiding.
That's
They
Yeah,
would
that's what
throw
I'm
the
That's
throw
what- that's
the
what Jill's
grenade
saying.
down in there, and then send my brother in after to make sure that there was no more
Clear.
living
Yeah, that's
down
what I was
in
saying.
those tunnels. And
Hey, Drew,
yeah,
you want to pop up and tell everybody a little bit about your channel?
me.
There may be some people in here that might not know you or know who you are. And guys, I've been following Drew now for I don't even know how long now. But if you type Backstep there, Drew, it will drop. Nightbot will drop your link. Backstep, all one word.
Al, I'm gonna drop down. I just wanted to come up and say hi, and I was gonna tell Rebecca, but she dropped down too quick.
Rebecca ran away.
She ran away. So
Okay,
I'll
no problem.
know I'm there, even if I'm not talking. Just know I'm there.
I know. Thank you for coming in.
Everybody needs to believe me. When I say I'm running you, I'm giving you the thumbs up and the time. I really am, because I mean sometimes that's the best I can do because I'm busy all week with a 5-year-old and being a housewife and all of that on top of it. So, all right. God
The
bless.
fun never ends. Okay, see ya.
Hey,
Bye.
Vicky.
Steve Bless.
But yeah, Drew does she does a lot of exploring in some old abandoned and haunted places and stuff like that over in Scotland, and she has some really, really nice videos. She does some really nice spirit talks and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So if you're into any type of that, even just for the beauty of the country that she's over in,
Right.
is amazing. The places. So I would suggest anybody go on over and check her out. I don't know if you're still here, Drew. You're more than welcome to join me on panel. You know that. But yeah, I think a fire challenge would be good for our next one.
Right.
I think I'm gonna try to get out for sure because I'd like to get out. Even though now this week I am gonna get. I got a coupon for $10 into the hardware store, so I'm going to go into the hardware store and get one of the little crappy bags of wood that they got, so at least I can go out and have one fire on the step.
Right.
I think I put the tape on the wrong spot because it's not doing the click, click, click part of it now.
Oh,
you
you
put
got
it
it
at
up too far.
Do you put it closer to the ink?
If
Or
it's
do
a
you put
click,
it at the other
if it's a
end?
click pin, just put it around the middle.
Okay. Yeah, because
it's got to have that. It's got to have that room to move.
Yeah, it's gotcha.
So
Mine are not clicker pins. See, they're just.
Okay, yeah,
So
yeah.
I could
Gotcha.
put it on top and bottom.
Gotcha.
So, Al, when it comes to the fire, I mean, I got different thoughts, because as far as some people might automatically think you got to go primitive or whatever else. And I'm like, no, all spectrum.
No,
So,
you don't have to do primitive. You can go on out with a big lighter and have a fire.
or you can get your a car flare, a road flare, light up your if you want to do that. I was thinking about whether it's doing something with it. You know, if the kids want to do s'mores, if you want to make the little coyote, little fuse line or something like that. But I was also sitting there, I'm thinking just the basics. If people want to show how they go about it using a book of matches, you know, because I don't know, I've been getting a lot lately. Johnny, you make fire look easy, and I'm like, well, I mean, I've done a few, so play around. It's like, can you
Knowledge
Practice,
is power.
practice.
right?
Totally.
Yeah, Drew, if you type, that's perfectly fine. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. If you, like on my little banner here going across the bottom of my screen, if you type backstep all one word, it will drop your channel link so people can connect to you. Hey, Devil
Hey, I'll
Dog.
ask you guys, should I do a video about me doing the breaks?
Sure, why not? Your channel
Oh.
is not exclusively.
Yeah, it's not just we do a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
Right.
go for it. I would.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Think
Maybe it'll go viral. It's like how to, you know. It's like
No,
does-
no
Right.
viral sensations around here. I'm just this guy.
this guy.
That don't mean nothing.
Right.
You'd be surprised what can get picked up.
Oh, I know. Like just
I had
there was a couple that went viral for me. Like I've got one that's 5,000 views. I've got one that's 3,000 views. I've got one that I did for Johnny, like a cooking video that's almost like 600 or 700. Like there's, it's kind of neat.
well, I had one of my videos in one day hit. I think it was 600 or 700 views. I was like, what happened?
Mm.
And it never happened again.
Right.
I was like, what did I do different? I didn't do anything differently.
Right.
I'm
There's
finding
just
that
something in the video.
really get out there faster, and you get
Some of them
people
do.
don't want to watch 10, 15-minute videos. They just want to click and do the pass, and like these little sports I've noticed, they don't take a lot of time from you. So like even 15, 30 a minute long videos, they get 100 times more views than the longer ones sometimes.
See, now I have my own opinion on that because I've done some shorts, and yeah, some of them got pushed out, some of them haven't. But I do just as well off of my hour-long video as I do off of the short that gets 1,500 or 2,000 or 5,000 views.
Really, eh?
So for me, my shorts are going to be more like little commercials of my video.
Yeah.
Yeah, that little one that you
things to
did
come.
where you're
Like, no.
the one that you were shooting your island and talking like you're in, like it was like the moments in Alone where you're panning around and shooting a shit about, yeah, like I think it was, did you post that today?
That was a little video I posted today. Yeah, it was only a couple minutes long, I think. Yep.
2 minutes long. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was your island is absolutely gorgeous, man.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Thank
We're
you.
totally blessed in this country, man. We really are.
Like I said, there's a lot of nice places down here, but like you can see from that video, it's a long ways for me to get to Forest.
Totally.
Where I do, right? So it's like as nice as it is to look, it's hard going when you're going. Like it's something. Yeah, Devil Dog 2-minute video. Yes, that is new, and it's a random one. It was put out today, not on my regular Mondays. So don't get too excited.
It's a beautiful video. Like really, really
Yeah.
good.
There was some. There was just. I was. You know when. You know what I was saying in that video. You know when I thought of that was the day I was up, sat down, having my cup of tea out of my thermos, in all the snow around me, and I sat down and I wrote that out.
Nice.
And I said, now, how am I going to work that into a video? So I said, I know. So I said, I'll put some low music in the background, and I've got years worth of video, so
yeah.
I'll just take clips from all the videos and put them I think, and what I was trying to do, like you said, was I was trying to show where most of it is showing the scenery around me and stuff, because it's really in the
Is that
middle of
all
nowhere.
the fields that you were in? Is that all a blueberry field or something?
That's marsh.
Marsh. It's not blueberries or whatnot?
That is
No?
all marshes. Yep. There's blueberries that grows on tops of some of the hills,
Yeah.
but all that field looking stuff that's around me all over the place is marshes.
It's like a bog? Or is
Yep.
it yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
So
really, really
it's
nice.
treacherous. It's treacherous to walk in, but it's really nice to look at.
Yeah.
So,
It kind of has that the Highlands of Scotland kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
With the mist and you did good on that one. I really liked it.
like I said, it's just something I wanted to get my. Every now and again, I'll do that. I want to get my thoughts out, and I want to get. We got a blank square down in the basement. It says Eagles Trekker, but there's no video feed or nothing. So, give you a minute and see if your camera comes on. But yeah, I'm gonna put out some stuff like that every now and again.
Speak of the devil. Guess who's here? I felt okay. So when he
Bob?
ends up deciding that he wants to lay down, I can physically feel him hit the ground. Like I can feel it in the ground. And yes, sir.
Mr. Bob. Let's have a look at Mr. Bob. Hang on, I'll get down to solo. There's Mr. Bob, everyone.
It's a big boy.
He is a big boy. He makes my truck look small.
Thank you, Jane. That's Drew's channel link. Thank you so much, Jane.
Good old Bob. He's looking at me right now.
He wants an apple.
Sorry, buddy. Hi. It's okay. I'll let you go back to slumber.
I would imagine you do feel him when he lays down. He's almost the size of the truck.
Like he literally like. Okay, so as you can see, he's laying down, but his antlers are to the top of the truck.
Yep. He's a big boy.
I'll do a video with me standing beside the truck, and I look small beside it, but he makes it look like a Honda Civic.
Right.
Very, very blessed to have him around. That's for sure. But he is a pain in the ass, I tell you. We
all loved Bob.
We went and picked up a whole bunch of groceries the other day, and sure as shit, he's sitting right in a spot. So how do you get these groceries in from the vehicle? You just don't. You just wait until he goes.
Stealthily.
No, he'll because the bags he associates bags with food. So if he sees you with a bag, he's gonna chase you.
There you go. Guys, if you drop your links, Drew is going to pick up your channels. How good is that? That's what it's all about, isn't it? That's how we all grow.
Yep.
It's true.
So on this,
I blame the growth of the channel. Actually, I blame me having a channel on both Kimmers and Redneck Renegade. No, seriously, I was a lurker for a few years before I started making videos, and Jack, he was making his ferro rods and having fires and this is and that's, and I was suggested from Bill Melton, the fellow that passed away a couple of years ago. We clicked right away because he was just a like selfless soul. Like he was just a good person. So he introduced me to Jack and Miss Allie and Nathan 4071 and Miss Donna and Pops, and there was that 5 or 6 people that encouraged me solely just to just try to be yourself, and 500 and plus subs later, here we are.
Well, that's what it's all about for me. I got on here with, really no expectations for anything.
Totally.
I just wanted to do and post videos, so they were there. When I hit the 100 mark, I was kind of scratching my head like, there's really 100 people out there watching me do this stuff on my
Right?
step. And then I hit the 250 and 500, and 500 was a bit of a struggle.
Yeah.
And now I'm sat back looking at my channel saying there's more than 800 people now that are supporting my channel and what I'm doing.
And you're almost 1,000.
I'm
That's-
almost to the 1,000. My
That's
watch hours are
awesome, man. That's awesome. Isn't that cool?
it's amazing. I mean, like, what am I really doing? But I'm just here being myself. Right?
And that's
I'm
all
not.
we need to do. And I'll
If-
seriously, there's that's all people need to be.
Let-
It's just be
If
themselves.
me and you meet up and sit down and sit across from the table, you're not getting any more than what you're getting here.
Right?
This is me.
It's just
Right?
it is the same. Yeah, it keeps me accountable too.
And I mean, like,
That's the one thing that was huge for me, is because, like, so most of you know the my background of being addictions and whatnot, but Facebook was very toxic place for me, and I got most of my dope from Messenger and whatnot. So I had to let go of all the internet to find who I was and get the trust back from Kimmers in order, and then making this channel was like Kimmers. If it wasn't for Kimmers, I wouldn't be here, and this channel wouldn't have been a thought. But with the encouragement of Jack and Miss Allie and y'all, I mean, it's just
well, this is
it
it. You know,
keeps
you
us
gotta be
too.
yourself. And thank you, everyone in comments. See you crossover paranormal. Thanks for stopping in. But be yourself. Because I know people come on here, and there's some people that come on and they put on this big show,
Yeah,
and if you meet them in person, it's a big letdown because that's not who they are.
exactly.
So I don't want to ever be in that position where somebody comes up and meets me and they says, "You are nothing like what you say you are on your channel." You
Yeah.
know, I am everything about what I say I am on my channel.
Yeah. And
Right?
that's
I
one
do.
That's the one thing that people can absolutely 100% guarantee. I can guarantee what you see on the channel is 100% us. Like she's camera shy, and I'm, well, this Looney Tune.
But I mean, like, I try to get out as much as I can. Do I always? No. Do I enjoy it when I get out? Well, you better believe it.
Yeah, buddy.
Do I make mistakes when I'm out? Absolutely.
I do too. And
Do I-
the people that say that things are perfect, those are the most fake people, and I don't want
Yeah,
anything.
you
to do with
never.
it. There's
you
no
never
such.
have. You never. I have never been out and have everything go perfectly. I've had great days out, but there's still been those few things where, I stumble and fall, or
Yeah,
there's little
you
things
get a
that happen.
soaker.
Yeah, I don't always catch it on video. When I'm ecstatic when I do, because then I can put it in and everybody can have a laugh at it,
Totally.
right? Even though at the time I may be as frustrated as I don't know what, but
It just shows that you're human, right?
yeah, it shows, this is me, and I mean, like, I'm sat here looking at my stickers. Now, I started putting stickers on my canteens and stuff because I had never thought I would get very many stickers,
I
think of the
absolutely.
way you think. And then I turn around now, and I've got a load of stickers,
Yeah. The wall of love.
right? And I'm looking at it saying, geez, all these people that took time to reach out to me.
Do you see my sticker board back there?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
It blows my mind.
Yeah.
all these friends that we've made,
Yeah.
all these people in the chat that come in to hang out, to sit down and have a laugh or have a little chat, even if it's, the chat takes on a life of its own a lot of times because
Really
little
does.
conversations start up in there and people talk back. And that's fantastic. That's one of the best things I like when it happens in the chat because I can sit back, chat with you guys, and just keep an eye for anything to pop up there that's, so, somebody asked a question to one of us. It's so. You are
Run it
not
through
peeling off my stickers, Wickshare Projects. No. But it's just fantastic being able to sit down and meet all of you guys and have a conversation with you. I mean, like, on Drew's channel, I have a conversation with her, and she's over in Scotland. Gerbs is all the way in the Pacific Ocean. I'm in the Atlantic Ocean. There's an entire continent.
I'm straight down from, well,
There's an entire continent between me and Gerbs.
Yeah.
Literally, because I'm on an island on one side and he's on an island on the other side.
Literally.
Right?
But
We have people from India, from Australia, from South America, from North America, everywhere, Britain. Right? You name it, people are here.
Yeah.
And
the
it's
the
just
person
fantastic.
that hooked me up with the information about that axe, like he's big in Europe, and he's in the timber sports. So I mean, he knows axes. So I mean, to have that guy spend a few minutes to send me an email from continents and oceans away, this is so cool. I think this is one of the coolest things ever.
Johnny, you've gotten awfully quiet.
Yeah, I was
oh my God.
shopping around a little bit and getting a little. I was looking at hatchets online at Amazon while you guys were talking there. So on my last hike I went out, I was trying, something like that. I was carrying a hatchet and I was trying to figure out the best way to carry it. Yup.
Frank, Jen is asking me how close I'm to Springfield. It's about 4 hours away from me to the south.
What?
You know what happened here?
Is that the one?
Hey,
where
I'll
you
go
shattered
back
'cause
to
you
that.
hit
I
the
want
road?
to see that again. What
Yeah,
happened to that handle?
see this?
Yeah.
That's yellow epoxy.
Okay.
So this was on here, full of yellow epoxy.
Oh, okay.
But I was using them because they were $10. I got two of them for less than $10. So I was putting this one on a piece of wood and using it to split the wood. But the epoxy shattered because the back of the axe actually split.
Oh, it's cracked.
Yeah, it's
That
good.
is a big crackdown for the
Yeah,
back
it
of the
is.
axe.
I think I have the same hatchets as
So-
you, but I have them with wood.
Yeah, so what I was thinking was, because we had a little conversation about this there the other night, and they were saying, oh, well, maybe try hardening it, heat it up and harden it. And I was thinking, if it isn't hardened steel, I have high-speed steel drill bits downstairs. Hi, Doris. She doesn't like the door closed. I was thinking, drill a hole for the bottom and a hole for the top, here and here, right through.
Put a bolt through.
Put a rivet in it, heat the rivet, hammer it flat, then harden it. That should stop it from splitting.
Or you could tack it with a MIG welder or a TIG welder.
Yeah, but I don't have access to that.
Oh.
But then I was thinking, because just for doing light stuff on that, then I could just sharpen it and make a wooden handle. and put on it. I wouldn't put this back on it with epoxy because it's probably only the same thing going to happen again.
Yeah.
Because even this one is, the epoxy in this one is even split.
The one thing I've learned about epoxy, it doesn't like cold temperatures.
No, not at all.
They get really brittle.
But it's a nice shape for an axe head.
Yeah, that's totally. I think mine's really close to that one too.
I got a surprise in the mail today.
And
What'd
it's
you
not
get?
super heavy.
What'd you get, Rebecca?
I got a sticker from somebody. And I think you guys will know who it is once I show it.
Yeah, pretty
Stinson
close to that.
Farm. Nice.
It's smaller though. Very nice.
Nice.
It's a cute little thing.
My brother went one way and I went the other way to walk the dogs. And
Yeah.
then they got to playing. My knee is hurting really bad because Denver
Hey, Mr. Lewis.
Blue bumped my knee.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I reconstructed my left knee years ago. So when I go jogging every couple of weeks, I'm like a little ginger on that knee, and it's always makes a few extra pops and stuff like that. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, dog.
Right. Yeah, no kidding, right? But yeah, you guys were talking about hatchets. I was trying to carry I was carrying a hatchet the other day and somebody else was commenting. So I'm like, I'm kind of in the mood to shop for hatchets or like
Speaking of
I got
axes,
I
my
got
Look what I have.
yeah. She's got herself
Nice.
a CNC Farm logo there.
Yes,
Yep.
I do. If she says something to me, she says I'm back. I haven't read her card yet. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yep. Ashley sent me out a sticker there a little while ago. I got it right on the. It's right there. It's white on white though, so it's a little hard to pick out unless you're really looking for it. Maybe that'll be my next scavenger hunt.
this was
How
my
quick
first
can you find the
axe.
stickers? But yeah, Drew, the old epoxy is not good for the cold, and it doesn't last very long. So I'm thinking, I was going to ask you, Johnny, what do you think about maple for a handle?
It's
Well,
good. You got to watch the knots.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's
That-
good.
that's
hard
right.
wood,
That's what-
so-
The axe handle that I made for Kimberly before was in maple, but it had knots all through. I couldn't find a knotless piece of chunk, like a chunk, and
Sure.
it snapped right at one of the knots. So
Oh, sure, yeah.
if you do get a chunk of maple, get it from a sapling that has no sticks coming out of it, and make sure it's,
Yeah, well,
it's
see, the thing is there was Buddy cut down the maple trees on the opposite side of where I'm to, and I got all of the cuts out of it. And some of them are about long enough for an axe handle, and I have to look. But I definitely go for something without knots in it, regardless. But there's nice long segments that you got cut, so I'm hoping I might find one. I was just wondering.
the
How
old
good would
house I
it be?
lived at, they have like tons, like a whole strip of little, probably 6-inch maples. But they cut them back every second, third year. So
Yep.
there's tons of maple chunks that are at that guy's at the old house. So I can send you one if you want.
No, okay, so that cost you a fortune to send that all the way down here. Why? I got a ton of maple out behind the house. I just got to show Ashley this because, yeah, Ashley, I got a little collection myself going, and my swords are up right there. But I don't have
Oh,
much
yeah.
in the way of swords.
Is that a katana?
Yeah, there's 3 on there. They're the
Nice.
snake head ones. They got the snake head, like the cobra head on the end of them.
Cool.
So they're pretty nice. But my knives, I like all of my knives. But I don't have much of a collection of axes. These ones I just picked up for like $10. Because
Yeah, this-
I have a
The one
double.
that I made for
I have a
Kimberly.
double bladed. I have a double bladed axe that doesn't have a handle on it right now.
I've got one too.
Needs
But this is the
sharpened, cleaned up.
this is the first Swedish axe that I've built for. Well, this is the second time I've built for her. Swedish steel. Something about Swedish steel. I have a big like for.
I had to do the same thing, Ashley, when our daughter was born. I had to box them all up so that she wouldn't knock them down. But this dude mentioned the double axe blade, the stupidest, absolute stupidest thing I ever seen in my life.
I've got two. I don't like them either.
Dude, no, it's not that it was the double axe. Buddy had taken the double axe and welded a chain, about 1.5 foot of chain, to the axe, and then attached it to a handle. And swung it at a log, trying to split the log, as if it was like a morning star. But he swung it down, so what do you think happened? It didn't split the log. The axe blade popped right back straight at him. It almost got him in the head. I said, how did he think that was going to go?
Not good.
Really? Because that stuff you don't play around with. No, it was a bigger axe head than that he had.
Okay. This is a 2.5 pounder, I think. Maybe even closer to 3. I don't like the fact that they have 2 sharp edges. Just one. Because if it bounces on a weird angle and you don't have you don't have a sheath on the other end, I mean it's just
well, if you put a sheath on that and you're chopping in anything, you're only going to wreck your sheath anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it'll just. I've seen people do that. They had the axe mask on and they hit like this, and hitting like this, the axe mask goes right down over the blade, and it just cuts through.
What are? I'm guessing double bladed axes are for splitting, right?
Splitting and chopping trees down. There's two different. I've heard that one side is for having a sharp edge, and one is for splitting and hitting stuff in the dirt.
Like you would have one side like this.
Yeah, like razor sharp.
And then one side will be like a knife blade.
Yeah, a dollar side would be for your splitting, basically.
Yeah. But I think I'd rather have a hammer than a blade. Personally. I was thinking about this too, because I might lighten this by cutting a piece out. Cutting a little semicircle out of it here. Because I'm not going to be doing anything heavy with it. Just small splitting stuff.
No, I'm not working on a blanket right now. I do need to get started on
did you hear, quiet listener, when we were leaving
I
Rebecca?
did. I put in the chat.
Okay.
Ronald had taken the noisy dog outside.
Okay.
Yeah. He loves his hat.
I absolutely do. Kimbers loves hers too. The color combo that you did, perfect. Absolutely perfect.
It's strange because of
hey,
course
Mom.
I've never seen her, but you just when I pull these yarns together, it's just like magic. What ends up happening?
She's my little Pocahontas, and she's got absolutely gorgeous hair. It's like 4 or 5 feet long. It's like she's got some hairs.
Yeah. Mine
will be there one day.
Not that long.
She hates it, but I love it. And now that she's put the time in and sees how beautiful her hair is, she absolutely loves it too. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
So it's grown on her?
It's grown on her. Baby, has your hair grown on you?
Yeah, it's a dad joke. But hey, it's good for a laugh.
Yeah, with
Oh,
Gathered
my.
Together, their babies. She's at 32 weeks, and I've got to start on that baby blanket for her, and it shouldn't take too long, but I'll get it done and get it sent off to them.
So,
Is what you do
fire
with the
for
needle and
next
thread.
month. What,
The
what
fire
have you
next
been?
month, I've been putting thoughts into like our barbecue friends because I've always been the mind that people that barbecue, they know how to maintain a good fire.
Totally.
Yep.
And
For coals and whatnot to make sure the heat is proper.
And also, what is the difference between clean burning fire and a messy one? Because, or when you want it to smolder and stuff, you know. So I don't know if we can get some of our barbecue buddies out there talking about that a little bit, you know.
Totally.
Fire
But
building.
so I was thinking something along that lines, and then for kids, I mean, I don't know if we even talk about, hey, you know, if you throw different chemicals. You get different colored flames. Make a science project out of it, or something like
It's
that.
true.
So,
Mr. Andy from Mad Dog Survival.
you're talking about over in Britain, England.
Written there. He's got these two chemicals that he uses, and it chemical reaction makes fire. It's kind of neat.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, you can. It's glycerin and oh god,
Sugar, isn't it?
no,
Sugar
it's
something.
two of them you can get in medical kits. It's actually
Right.
medical use chemicals, is what it is. One is glycerin, and that would go along with the sugar, I'm assuming, but I'm not. I don't know. But
Yeah,
I think
you
one is glycerin.
grind
And
the two
there's-
chemicals.
Yeah, when you put them together, when they go together, it makes a reaction and it creates a fire.
Yeah.
Doris, she got her whole paw right up to here, waving at me under the door.
Doesn't like the door closed, does she?
No, she wants in. So just give me a second. I'm just gonna let her in, and then she'll annoy me even more.
Hey,
Right.
Johnny, you doing a fire today?
No, I really don't do fired up Fridays anymore. It was dying down. Nobody was doing it, and
I've
So
noticed
I just-
Redneck Renegades getting back into them too.
I noticed that, and I've been trying to comment on it and stuff, but no, I think I've just gone down to back. What is my channel about? You know, it was neat to kind of network and stuff. I'm like, no, it's really about, to me, getting out for adventures, go seeing things, eat a good meal, make some memories. You try to get out with friends, you know. Oh, Mark Kratz has iron oxide and aluminum powder makes thermite.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, no, that's no, but that doesn't spontaneously combust.
But
You need
no,
magnesium to light that.
yeah. So I am like, yeah, on occasion I might do a fire, but in the end I was like, you know what? I want my brand to be get out, get a bite to eat, play around in the woods, and not just fire, you know. Kinda like-
Removing obstacles, making
Yeah.
fun.
Well, I mean, it kind of was like object. Let's say like canteen cup cooking. That's cool. I mean, canteen cup Tuesday. I think that's cool that people are doing it. Ultimately, I'm like, I want to take that canteen cup Tuesday, you know, cooking, and actually do it on a hike. That's pretty much what I'm doing.
Mark.
I make a fire every time I go out. So,
Yeah.
like last week, you know,
Chris?
Dog was like, "Can you do solar?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I just like, you know, here, let me show you. Put it on my char, blew it up, and then I got about the business of cooking and stuff. You know, no big deal. So no, I'm not going to do just a fire to fire, and that's why this month it's going to be a challenge for me because we've seen me do bow drill, we've seen me do solar and other things, and so I'm like, is it a how to? No, this is a fun thing to do.
Totally.
You sure?
And so that's why I'm sitting there thinking, how do we open it up? Well, like I know the barbecue guys, Why don't you talk to us about how you manage your fire?
Yeah.
For a kid, it could be a science
Fire
project.
maintenance and stuff. Keeping it.
And the right guy just came in for that drunken chef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drunken
Chef.
chef.
Chef,
I have to step out and
Alright, brother.
pollute the body because
Well,
I'm one of
enjoy-
their stinky smokers.
See,
But,
right there,
uh,
there's your
enjoy
fire.
your hat.
Yeah. Right. Hey, here's my fired up Friday right here, guys. Yeah. So I'll see
Here's
y'all on the
mine.
next one for sure. Thanks for having me over, Al.
See,
No problem. Anytime, Gerbs.
Miss Rebecca, have a blessed day.
I will.
Hope you guys this weekend is truly awesome. And we'll see you all in the next one.
See, buddy.
See you,
Cheers.
Gerbs.
So Becca,
Yeah,
I don't know
sure.
if you saw. I don't know if you saw my video today, but it was
I
was
haven't yet,
sporting
but
a
I did.
cat.
See it. I did see it, but I was busy.
Sure.
I want to watch it,
Yeah.
not just listen to it.
Sure. Yeah, I was
know,
sporting
so-
the hat, a big piece of that thing. So loud and proud.
You know,
Yeah,
it keeps you warm, and that's what it's all about.
absolutely.
Making
Yes.
sure people stay warm when they're out in this cold weather.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
Chef. We were talking about keeping a fire going. And that's something that we were talking about for like the barbecue community and stuff like that. Because our next month's challenge is going to be a fire challenge. And, you know, it would be good if some of you guys could chime in on that and how you keep your fire going and for correct temperatures and stuff like that.
Mark,
Johnny is full of ideas for this stuff, guys. He's absolutely amazing for it.
Mark, Kratz just put out something that I should do at ASMR. My ASMR would be about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Who's
Yeah.
going to watch a video of me making a hat? So that's why it's kind of changing a little bit where I'm going to have a guest and I'm going to be making their hat on my live.
Well, you'd be surprised how many people might actually watch that, Rebecca.
Might work.
So Mark
You know,
Kratz says he'll use his flamethrower. So
You
Mark,
could
what I want to
use
know is,
flamethrower, yep.
are you going to have like some type of dummy scarecrow set up that you can light up for us? You know, I mean, because I'm all for it. So if we're going to go big or go home, brother.
Cook a pumpkin or a watermelon for a head.
Right.
This is one of my favorite things. You know what that looks like?
Looks like a bullet that would go on an A10.
It's a 50. They call it a 50 cal,
Yeah,
but look what it is.
Follow flashlight. Nice.
that's
Flashlight.
cool.
I thought it was one of the bottle openers. You can get them done the 50 cal shell, and they made them into bottle openers. I've seen those before.
I tightened it too tight. Oh man.
Thank you,
All
Drew.
Mark says he's going to do gunpowder with a bullet and a magnifying glass. So, Mark, what I want to see is that trail of black powder, the gunpowder.
And
Light
the
it up,
song
watch
from
it.
Mission Impossible.
Yeah, dun, dun, dun. And then try to run along, try to blow it out. Or do like in Die Hard 2, you know, light the fuel. So you see if somebody can get a remote control airplane taking off and see if they get the fuel chasing it or whatever. I don't know. I guess it has to be safe, you know, or whatever we do. But
Well, that's the thing. You gotta keep it. You gotta keep it within safety standards.
So that's why with the kids, I was sitting there thinking it could be an educational thing, you know, whether they talk about the three parts, the heat, the fuel, and the oxygen, you know, and who knows, maybe they can have a fire and a clear piece of glass, you know, candle holder and showing how when you snuff it out, the fire goes out, you know, there's a lot of possibility. It just depends on how creative people want to be. It doesn't have to be how to make a fire. It could be just talking about fire. I don't know.
Well, the thing is we can keep it to the point where, you know, um, fire related items even. If say if you just need show your complete kit for starting a fire when you go out, whether it's a ferro rod and a striker, maybe you bring a steel and char cloth and a flint and everything like that. There could be any number of different things you could do for a fire kit. The the cotton balls with a
Right.
little bit of Vaseline in it.
Dry.
I got something from another channel, and they don't do. They're more on Instagram than they are on YouTube. Although they do have a YouTube channel, and it's oh gosh, it's been a long time since hang on, I gotta look at their sticker because it's been a long time since I was talking to them. Northern Limits Bushcraft and Survival, and that's the channel. They don't have a very big YouTube channel, but they're really big on Instagram. And they actually sent me a couple of things a while ago. It was a paracord bracelet that has a little ferro rod and striker on the paracord.
Yeah.
And they also sent me these things that they make and sell called Inferno discs.
Yeah.
And anyone that knows Jack Outlaw Kemper, he uses them. He gets them off of them all the time. And he uses them all the time. So I got a couple of them there, so maybe I'll take them and use for my fire
Maybe.
starter.
Yeah, I made a paracord bracelet a year or so ago, and it's got the little compass, and it's got the little teeny tiny ferro rod and striker. And I demonstrated how you can use that on a fuel starter, whether it be birch bark or a Vaseline cotton ball, and it's good. Now, if you're
Well,
taking dried grass, good luck, So, but
yeah. Doris.
yeah, she's a baby.
She's a. I can't say what she is.
Is she ever going to have any kittens?
No. What did you do, Doris? Man, I gotta put her out because she's shutting off my computer and everything on me now. It's like it does.
You bet. Oh man, I don't know how many times the cats Rebecca walked across my keyboard and powered off my stuff.
I don't seem to have that problem because I'm always watching what my cats are doing, and they haven't.
No, I'm a softie. I should keep them away, but I let them walk all over me. But
well,
so,
when you're in the mindset of when you have dogs as big as the dogs I have, you have to be the pack leader.
Sure, right.
And the cats know it as I do this, and they go, okay,
right.
Because I've got. It's amazing the peripheral vision I have.
Yeah.
It's pretty wide. And I can see what's going right over here.
Yeah.
If there's a cat there.
Yep.
I'm sorry, my horn is honking on my phone.
Okay, well, I guess you better answer your horn. Was it Little Boy Blue, go blow your horn? Is that how it was?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, someone else answer. I usually don't answer this phone.
Gotcha.
That's a good thing too, Mark. Don't tell people what to do or how to do something. Tell them what to do and see how they come up with doing it.
Right.
I'm
sitting there thinking about this.
If I understand what ASMR is, where there's basically I'm doing no talking, I'm just doing.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, he's talking about the Camp Challenge video though.
Yeah.
But yeah, ASMR is just whatever background noises is there, and you don't talk or say anything. I would not be able to do one of those. I can't shut up long enough. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
If you want ASMR from me, you.
Maybe I might do better if I did ASMR. I don't know.
There's three videos.
Oh, happy anniversary! Jen and Steve's anniversary, 27th anniversary today. Happy anniversary, guys.
Anniversary.
Hey,
Have a great
congratulations.
dinner.
Anniversary.
Thank you for coming and spending time with me.
Oh, I need to go
And
down the bottom
us.
of the list.
I really appreciate it.
So on the fire challenge, yeah, because I like to do the announcement. I just kind of want to do like throwing out ideas to get people go, ooh, okay. Because
Yep.
I'm afraid if you and I say we're doing a fire challenge, they'll say, okay, so you have to get out there and make a feather stick or or flint and steel, and I'm like, no, wide spectrum, So it could be fire safety, or let's say somebody's science, right? And they said they decided to go back to Apollo 1. You got to remember the accident in Apollo 1, right? It was they had overpressurized the capsule with a lot of oxygen in there and things that were not normally, let's say, flammable became extremely flammable, like Velcro and stuff. So it might be somebody want to do an experiment, saying what happens when we add this something, you take a flame to it, nothing. All of a sudden you add the chemical to it, all of a sudden poof, up it goes. So I don't know if that's something, for the kids for an experiment to learn something,
Well, that could go too, and it's the same thing as what Jarvis was saying with the two chemicals, and you put them together,
Right,
and it makes fire.
right.
I have never done that because I can never remember what two things it is. I have internet at my disposal all the time. I could look it up.
Right.
But I've never done that. But that's something that's interesting to do, especially if you're stuck. You have a first aid kit, but you do not have something to start a fire. What can you use alternatively to start a fire?
Right. Right.
Right? And it can go. We can go just solely like, okay, I'm gonna go out and build a fire, and this is what I'm doing, and it's pretty standard stuff to safety, educational,
Right.
resourcefulness.
Yeah, see that like that show, that dual survival show, they used to always go in a scenario. They were always like, what items are you going to find in the kit? And it was already prepared as far as this is going to be your fire starting, whether it's a 9-volt battery and,
Yep,
gun
with a piece of tin
wrapper
foil.
or your flashlight, with the wires, Yeah, Rebecca, maybe you'd have to sacrifice your flashlight there. Take a little bulb, you get the cracking, carefully cracking
Dude,
that glass.
One of the big.
Well,
You're very welcome, Jen and Steve. One of the big problems with that now, a lot of the flashlights you buy
LED.
are LED.
Yeah.
There's no little bulb in them anymore.
Yeah.
This one that I got up in the corner here on my gas mask takes a bulb. That's the old army issued one.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it there, can you?
Yeah, I see it.
That's right. I can't quite reach it, but it's like right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got one of those, or I had one of those.
And that takes the size C batteries.
Yeah, that nobody has.
Hardly anywhere has C batteries anymore.
Yeah. Right.
It's more of just for hanging on the wall now than anything.
Right.
But yeah, like I've seen that done where you break the light and you put it back in and you fill it with straw and stuff and turn it on and poof,
Right.
you got fire.
I've seen him take a little piece of chocolate on the bottom of a soda can, try to.
I've seen that done too, polish the bottom of the soda can. Yes, Mark, I do. Mark said I have the gift of gab.
There's one thing about 9-volt batteries. They're really good for starting fires.
Yeah.
It's when they are almost empty that a lot of people don't think about this, is wrapping electrical tape around them so they don't start a fire.
Oh, sure.
That's one thing that I do is I wrap them once.
Yeah.
It's not working anymore. I will still wrap them with electrical tape.
Tell you, it is not as easy to get a fire started with that 9-volt battery. Some people think it is. I'm like, you got to have the right steel for it. I've
Yes.
had a few fails with the thing. And So I'm like,
steel wool.
right, you got to have the right thickness and all that stuff, or gauge, and so I'm like, it's not as easy as everybody thinks it is.
No, I think with that, the fine gauge, the really fine gauge one is the one that you want.
Right, I think so. And so, but that would be, I mean, if somebody wants to take that on, I mean, but yes, Rebecca, that's a good thing to remove all risk. Go ahead and put
Yes.
the plastic on it and wrap it up there. But yeah, I mean, we can do that. It just took me a bit of thinking about it. And so I think I know how
Hi,
I'm going to
forensic
do it.
mystic.
As far as how I'll do it, I'll throw in some of the Johnny aspects of the rustic, but then what's the purpose? What are we going to do with that there fire? So,
Well, this is along the lines of what I'm thinking too, because I'm gonna do my video,
yeah,
and for me doing my video, I really want to get out and do a full feature video, that because my last couple and even this upcoming one is just, it's a shorter one because it's me making my net, and I've been missing those. For me, I'm missing those longer videos that I'm used to doing,
right.
and I just want to be able to get out. It's the
Right, yeah,
biggest
don't
part of it,
rebrand
right?
yourself becoming known as a short video guy.
No, but I'm not, and people know that, and people expect it to be long videos, and then they see this little half-hour video or 20-minute video, and today a 2-minute video is like, what's going on? Right? But
no,
like today's was completely off.
sure.
Like
Oh
that was
yeah,
just
it's a one-off. That's okay, but no, I get you. You're not quite right. Like right now, they've changed my work schedule, so I'm on again, off again, and I'm like, so when's my day off to go adventure out? And
Yeah.
and it's thrown me off because I'm like, well, what about my other chores? So I've done, like last week, it was just out in the woods, local, but I'm like, okay, this is a one-time thing. I'm like, I still want to get the miles in. I still, and when possible, I want to do an overnighter, So I get it. Rebecca, are you making on a cap right now, or what are you working on?
No, I'm working on making something for Peaceful Daz.
Okay.
I just can't say what it is.
Okay, gotcha.
So she sees this, it's like, okay.
Hey,
This is
see
the
you,
last
Jeff.
of her ball of what I made with the scarf.
Oh, Jeff's out of here, I guess. Or something.
Yeah, Jeff's got to go fix some supper. So
Yeah, I got to work on some taco meat here in a little while. I'm thinking about, do I go tacos or do I make like a I don't know, a dip? I almost want to do a refried bean and meat dip and stuff, and just have us going to town at it. I was thinking about almost doing like a taquito type casserole, just layering it, and I don't know. I'll get to work in a little bit. So,
there you go.
yeah, I'm not too
I
worried. She's
know,
working
I'm gonna shut down soon. Anyway, we're gone over 2 hours now. It's
Have we?
it's usually 2 hours
Yeah.
is a reasonable goal. Sometimes on these we go for 3 or 4 hours. But, like I said, today, I know we've got our set okay on the 17th, next Friday.
Right.
We're gonna go over our videos and see who do we think is going to be the winner for that one.
Yeah.
For
January.
last challenge.
Right.
But I have continued on doing these Friday talks
Yeah.
just so that it's, because if something comes up and, okay, I can't make the mid-month one, we can do it a week earlier or a week later.
Right.
And it'll just be more of a regular thing that people can say, okay, well, Friday is Camp Challenge or Camp Talk, because it doesn't always have to be a Camp Challenge, but I do want to revolve it around camping.
Right.
Because that's what I love to do. That's one of the biggest reasons I started my channel was camping, bushcraft, and
Right.
stuff like that. My regular Wednesdays are my anything is up for conversation as long as it's reasonable.
Right.
So hey, story times with Uncle Bill. Thanks for stopping in. So yeah, that's what I had in mind for. That's one of the reasons why I keep coming out on Fridays, and I
Right.
think this time seems to work for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's a little before supper for some people. It's a little bit after supper for some people. So
Yeah, it works. I mean, as long as I don't dilly dally too late, So I was like, Mark Kratz said he's still trying to figure out what to do this month, and I'm like, so Mark, you're a gun guy, so why don't you make a holster, or also you cook an awful lot. Why don't you make a pouch or something like that for your cooking gear or to hold your utensils, something like that. You were MRE. That was another one. I'm like, if you today you did a review on some pasta. What if you made your own MRE style meal for the challenge?
yep.
Cook some pasta, dehydrate that, make your sauce, dehydrate that, and then take it out there. Because the whole thought about February is it takes care of that prep work. You're doing this
Yeah.
stuff ahead of time, so when you go out, you're having a good time. The ground beef that I used for the video I released today on the chili, I made that over a year ago. I mean,
Yep.
it's lasted.
This is how long it lasts, right? It's
And
good for a
the
very long
scary
time.
part is my daughter took that stuff as a snack and she left it in her car. Normally I throw it in the refrigerator, just try to keep it safe. Well, she treated it very poorly. And Johnny did not turn green. I did not have an upset stomach or anything like that. But the wintertime, this is the time we prepare things. We prep things ahead of time. I was on last Wednesday with Tom and Mike, and they were like, Johnny, you got to do a lot of prep ahead of time for your stuff. I'm like, yes, I do. If I want a meal, I got to get all the ingredients ahead of time. I got to think about what I'm putting in the backpack to make it all happen. And then heaven forbid I forget something. And that has happened.
That happens a lot.
Yeah, and then you gotta roll with it. Like, well, I'm out here now.
That gives me a thought of usually with the quick oatmeal, I'll take my teapot and steam it, on the stove. And I don't use plastic because it just doesn't taste right. So I have glass bowls that we use to make our oatmeal, and I'll pour that hot water over it.
Yeah.
And we usually put mixed fruit in there.
Yes.
And you just cover it, and 5 minutes later your oatmeal is ready.
Yes, that's what I do a lot of times. I'll take my oatmeal, bit of brown sugar, salt, a little bit of lemonade powder, and some of the dried fruit in there. And next morning, add the water, and you got oatmeal. You got breakfast. Really easy. You just prep it ahead of time. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you could easily do that and say, "This is my contribution." So
yes,
100%.
You could put it in a Ziploc bag, and be able to do that and stuff.
Right. See, what I liked about I'm sitting there thinking about Mark. Mark does things up good. Like for Veterans Day, I was like, hey, let's take our military mess kits. Let's do a tribute. Mark got dressed up in an old outfit and he did a black and white recording. He added sound effects like he was over in France. And I'm like, dude, make a K ration or something like that. It's like, what did they have back in then? Pack it up, and then you go out there and I prepped it, for an outing. So, whatever you want,
What he just said there, then. You might make a mini barbecue from an old meatloaf pan. There you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally. But yeah, I don't know. This winter time, I always think it's a good time to play around and think about future adventures you want to do. So,
well, it is. It's a good time to sit back and straighten out your gear for starters.
right.
What do I have? What broke? What didn't break? What was really good? What was not so great? But then it's the where am I going to go this year?
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Sometimes the planning is
Mm.
more fun than doing. But you said something earlier about your catching, like for you want food procurement. Somebody can
Yep.
make a hobo fishing kit.
Yep.
Whether they whittle out a stick and they hollow it out and put their stuff inside, or they take a piece of PVC and stuff. Mark, I don't know if that's something you want to do, but and then later when we do our catch and cook, break out your gear and go try to do something like that. I don't know.
Well, that's something else too. Is that could go along with your medic / emergency kit,
Yes, sir.
right? Because I know for me, if I'm doing up an emergency kit for being stranded, I'm definitely going to want snares.
Yep.
I'm going to want something for fishing because there's all kinds of little
Hey, Charlie.
ponds and streams and everything around here that could have little trout in it.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you can catch 4 or 5 little trout, at least you got something in your stomach.
Yep. So that's kind of
Even if
why
you
I
can
was
catch
going
a
with,
frog.
it's kind of why I was going with the net.
Yep.
You could sit there and tie some stones to it or weights and then cast it out there. Or you can do a gill net and run it across. Passive. A lot of passive hunting at the same time. So.
Well, see, this was the thing that I was thinking too for the catch and cook. Because eventually we'll probably do a catch and cook, and whether we actually catch food or we brings food and we're
Yeah,
hunting
right.
or whatever way we want to go about it. But I was actually thinking with this net making was a practice run for me
Yes. Exactly.
because I made a decent net.
Cello. Did you see what Mark wrote?
Leave it to Mark.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's a practice run, right? Making
Yeah.
it. Then what are you going to do with it? I mean, that's
Well, that's the thing is I have a plan for what I'm going to do with my net.
yeah.
And if I do a catch and cook, I'm thinking run it like a gill net.
Yeah.
Because I know a spot where I can, and the pond is not that far away. It's about an hour and a half walk away.
Yeah.
So I can go down, set up by the pond, get down early, and set the net, and check it in the evening, and
Yeah.
maybe have something. And if not, set it and leave it overnight, and maybe I'll have something for in the morning.
Right.
Um,
I'm going to do a
hey, Charms.
I'm going to do multi. We've already talked about some of the ideas where with the deadfalls, and then I got a nice setup for a bird catching that I want to use with the net. I want to show one how kids can use a laundry basket and a pencil and some dental floss. But and then of course you catch a bird. Hey, there's nothing wrong with picking up some fried chicken. Catch and eat. I was like,
Mark, I could forage from food from the ocean here. There's a few different things. There's actually a lot I could eat along the shorelines. I don't know how good it would taste.
Yeah.
But there's a lot I could eat. There's sea lettuce. There's bladderwrack. There's
You got any mussels and stuff?
bull coral. There's mussels. There's not really any clam beaches down in my area here, but if you're lucky enough, I could get a crab or some small fish trapped in tide pools. But will I? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see what this summer brings.
Yeah, it's you don't have to do it all at once. What I like,
No.
but once we kind of hammer it out, I mean, for a schedule, I think every year we can always have some type of struggle survivor type alone, do a minimalist night experience. We can always have, cook your stuff. We can always make something, some winter things. I mean, and then throw in some variety. But just because you harvest one thing one year, the next year you can go a totally different route.
Yep. Like if I went down this year, say I did, hey Grubby, say I did like Mark was suggesting there, and I went down and I foraged from the ocean. And this year I went down and I picked a load of mussels.
Yeah.
Foraging from the ocean. Okay, I picked the mussels and I cooked them up, and that was my supper for the night.
Right.
Next year I could do a vegetarian type thing and pick like sea lettuce and bull kelp and bladderwrack, and there's my supper for the night.
Right.
I'm not a fan of the flavors of that stuff, though. If I'm gonna be honest about it, that stuff don't taste so good. The sea lettuce is not so bad. The bull kelp is not very tasty, but it is good for you.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. I'll bring one of Chef's rubs.
There you go.
Just throw it in there.
Totally. Whatever it is, use Chef's rub. Absolutely.
I'll take my my Stormtrooper hot sauce.
Absolutely. But yeah, no, it's we can keep mixing it up. That's the thing. It's just kind of getting out there and challenging it. We never each year. I mean, it seems like each weekend I'm like, hey, I want to do a lot. Well, next thing you know, I go a little relax time, a little talk time, a few chores, and I'm like, dang, I just ran out of time. So, and same thing with our projects. My videos are always have to leave out things I want to put in there. Even if I record it, a lot of times I'm like, that doesn't really work so well,
One of the biggest things I've got planned, I think, is I really want to get into another spot and build a brand new long-term camp.
Right.
And I want to build it in a spot where I can do other activities from that I don't have on my channel.
That'd be
But
cool.
I want to build a long-term full enclosure camp that I can go to no matter what it's doing out and get in and sit down and be really comfortable.
Right.
Because that's the way I built one way out there, but I never I did it haphazardly,
Right.
and it came out really good. But there's some things it's like anything. You do it once, you learn from mistakes that you make, and you improve upon it.
Right. So that right there is the voice of experience.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like we enjoy it, but later, when I've talked to some people, I'm like, why do you do this? Well, I've tried the other ways, and it just didn't work, and so yeah, you learned a few tricks along the way, and it's
Well, something as simple as now, what's the population of probably about 1,500.
yeah.
Something as simple as the way I got my tarps put on my shelters at my campsite that I'm at now,
Yeah.
where I put the tarp on and then I covered the entire thing with a layer of moss. Why? Why did I do that? What would make me do that?
Right.
Well, it's cheap tarps for starters.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, when you get a cheap tarp and you stretch it, it stretches on its own when the wind blows on it.
Yeah, it does.
So what ends up happening is your tarp starts doing this against whatever you got it up on.
Yeah.
And with a cheap tarp, when it does that, holes come in it very fast. Within
Yes,
a
it
day,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
you can have big holes in your tarp. So by putting a layer of moss over it,
Yeah.
the tarp doesn't move with the wind.
Right. Oh yeah.
So no holes gets in. And
Mark-
I mean, like that was a learning experience as I was going along doing things.
Yeah.
I don't know, Al, if you've seen Mark asked you.
How many people are in my town?
Yes.
Yep, I answered them.
Oh, you did.
And then he said his town has 1,200 peeps.
I have no idea how many people live here in the town I live in. It's big.
Well, it's like it's all this side of the harbour and all that side of the harbour, and then Maddox Cove around the corner of the harbour there is all considered the one little area. Petty Harbour, Maddox Cove. But it's growing all the time because they're making new subdivisions, stuff like that here. So
You know, I'm gonna go make some peach cobbler for my brother and I.
Oh,
and me too.
I don't
Thank
know
you.
how I can get it to you guys.
oh man.
But I-
Well, you can dehydrate it, and you can.
Well, I'll be making some brownies here shortly.
I have this box.
Okay, guys, I'm ending this live. These guys are talking about brownies and peach cobbler now, and I
Peach
can't.
cobbler.
I can't do it. No. But yeah, I'm gonna shut it down in about 5 minutes now. Anyway,
Okay.
It's kind of
That's
I
just
picked
cruel
up-
and unusual
I picked up these
punishment there,
boxes.
Rebecca.
it is the
I
two of
picked up
you.
these boxes from the store, and I'd rather make my own because then I know what's really in it.
Right.
Yeah.
I was talking to Tom and Mike about that the other day about just when you buy food, just like it's better if you know what ingredients you have on there. Like me, I'm lucky. I buy my beef and my pork local, so I know the ranchers. I know what they're feeding them. So, all right, now I hear you guys chuckling. Why?
He says, Rebecca, do not fear me and the army of 30 raccoons that show up at your back door.
Oh,
My dogs will let me know.
They'll let you know, but they're not gonna stop them.
No, they're not.
Oh boy.
Yeah. It's
Glacier Shark Outdoors. Hey.
it's kind of figuring out getting rid of the prepackaged boxes that we have.
yeah,
I want to learn to make my own
right,
stuff instead of having prepackaged.
right.
Well,
Yeah,
that's one of the
package
things.
is convenient. Like I know how to make my own rice pilaf. I get the little pasta and rice and mix it up. And sometimes I'm like, man, they've got some tasty flavors. So I go with that. So
Denver, get back in here now.
That's something, I've been trying to get into a little bit of is preparing my own stuff, my
right,
own foods. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start this little container gardening and that out on the back.
Those are
absolutely.
so cute. Yes.
Um,
Dangerous.
I got a lot of work to do with that because
Mhm.
it didn't pan out very well. Got lots of
Right.
green onions.
Right.
But I just need space. Is so limited. It's such a premium here for where I'm too. I don't have. If I took down my back step, my camp,
That's it.
I would have a little more space. But then I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose what I got out there.
Yeah. Well, one of the things you might look at is we got this book called My Square Foot Gardening. This guy's really got it down to science as far as whether it raised beds or like tight spaces, how much chemicals or whatever to put in there so you can keep rotating it.
Yeah.
Putting
Now something I'm thinking, because when I dug soil for my container gardens, I kind of dug steps into the side of the hill where I goes up onto the back here to get some of the wood that was up there.
yeah.
And I'm thinking, well, what if I went one up and beyond that and dug like a step garden?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. I think you were
Oh
talking
my
about it. Funny.
goodness.
Yeah, that's I've seen that done on hills and whatnot. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'll do it try doing it on a small scale and see how it comes out,
Right. And each year's an experiment. Next thing you know, it's Al's back step and homesteading.
Well, this is why somebody asked me at one time before. They were like, "What classification is your channel?" And I said, "I don't know.
Right.
I do a little bit of homesteading because I do food preps and stuff like that. I do
You're just old
bushcraft.
school. I think you
I
could just talk
do,
old school.
yeah, I do cooking. I do hiking. I do camping. I do just walks down on the wharf out in the stormy weather,
Right.
so you guys can see the storms and the waves coming in over and hit me in the head, and
Right.
you know, tons of different stuff.
Just tell I'm basic. It's like a lot of people ask me, am I a survivalist? Am I, mountain man? Am I, camper? I'm like, I'm kind of some of all of it. I'm like, I
Yeah,
want
all
to
of the
be
above.
enough of a survivalist in case I get stuck, but I'm not zombie apocalypse,
Mm.
and I'm not just hot tent camping or just always camping. I'm like, sometimes all I got time is for a hike, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just more naturalist, active, outdoor activist, I guess, And if it happens to be with a bow and arrow and a gun, cool. If it's just I'm using a camera to take pictures of wildlife, cool. Just get outdoors.
But this is kind of like something like the thought on the video that I put up today. What I thought was, we all got our own little quests that we're on.
Right.
We've all got our own little journey, our own experiences.
Journey, not Johnny, right?
Journey, yeah.
Journey.
If we all had our own little Johnny, we'd never worry about lighting fires.
Other than just controlling them.
Yeah. But it's like I said, it's not the destination that we have in mind that makes us into the people that we are. It's that journey along
Right. Exactly.
that builds the character of who we are and what we want to do.
Yep.
That's 100% correct. I mean, it's like I had no idea what I was getting into. All I knew was I actually started out on a motorcycle. I was working extra jobs. I'd gotten out of the military, and my wife's like, "Why don't you spoil yourself? Get a tablet." I'm like, "Tablet? That's boring." And so I was like, how about a motorcycle? And instead of going to a bar and get greasy food, why don't I go to a lake and catch, fish and cook up a meal? So I started looking at backpacking technology, and I saw how to make a DIY alcohol stove. The next thing you know, my wife's like, teach kids how to do that, recycle. They put it in the fair. And next thing you know, I'm like, what else can you teach us? Well, I can teach you to make a fire and put together kits and start going on hikes. And, one thing led to another. Now I'm like, well, I didn't even ask. I mean, I never envisioned this,
Yeah. But it's the evolution of that journey that you're on that
Right.
you don't know. You don't really know where it's going. No matter what, like, you can have something in your mind as like me saying, I'd like to live like Tony. That's a destination that's in my mind.
Right.
My journey to get there might not even lead me there, but it will make me into the person that I am.
Right. And who you're going to be.
And who I'm going to be. So,
what is the version of us tomorrow? What are we going to be like?
Yeah, I mean, like, and that's why I say when people are watching me on here and coming and hanging out and listening to us talk and getting involved in the conversation, this is who I am.
Right.
This is where I'm going. Well, I'm going, but this is who I am.
Yeah. And this is where the whole community thing's coming into, where we've all become friends, and so for us to be on our journeys together, I think that's why it makes these lives and sharing the time together. That's what's really cool, really special.
Well, all of you guys have added to my journey.
Yep.
all of you guys have become a part of my journey because as much as I'm growing on here, you guys are growing right along with me.
Yeah.
I'm learning things that I thought I'd never learn.
Same here.
You know,
Same here. I can't believe I'm walking around with a blue and orange toque on my tights. I did not imagine that one, but I was like, dang, that's comfy. And it's my little routine now. I'm like, I got my compressible jacket, my toque, and as I park it there, I'm like, I start pulling it all out. It's like, and then put it all on. I'm like, okay, now we're going to Chef Johnny mode. But yeah, I never envisioned learning to do bow drill.
oh, your nose is cold, dog.
Right. Yeah, there are a lot of things. And a lot of people I never would have thought I would have met, you know. But it's pretty awesome. Let's see here. It is time to grab the pan and start.
Yes, and I think it's about time to shut down this live. We've done a little bit over 2.5 hours, guys. Everyone that was here, I really appreciate all of you guys that were stopping in and out and leaving some comments, popping up onto the chat. You guys for coming hanging out on panel. As always, you're always welcome.
No problem.
I really appreciate it. And I hope that everyone in the chat and everyone here on panel has a fantastic